face, Bill will win Fantasy League trophy and all.
Hon, have a Snickers.
Thanks.
And maybe take a break from the league chat.
You're distracted when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings are teaming up to put you in the ride of your dreams. Picture this. You behind the wheel of a brand new 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend. Nice picture. Make it happen. Stop by your local Quick Trip, and for every dollar you spend using Quick Rewards, you'll earn a point to spend in the Vikings Fan Zone. Buy special qualifying products and earn bonus Fan Zone points. Kick off your winning season the right way with Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings. Details at quicktrip.com/fanzone.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockert with Fox 9. Have you downloaded Fox Local yet? Fox Local is how you stream Fox 9 on your TV or your phone for free. You can watch all of our newscasts, original programming, and all your Gopher and Viking shows.
And welcome back to Vikings Game Day Live. We take a look at JJ.
So download Fox Local on your TV or your phone and stay connected to Fox 9 with Fox Local for free.
Your radio home for Viking football. FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Welcome back, Vikings Football Sunday. Vikes taking on the Steelers. I'm Must, and Vikings fans, do you want to score big this season? Well, purchase any Pothole Pizza or 20-ounce Pepsi or Mountain Dew product with your quick rewards, and you're entered. One weekly winner is going to automatically win $500 in a gift card. And if the Vikings score a touchdown over 50 yards that week, well, one lucky winner and fan is going to win $5,000. See quicktrip.com/sweepstakes for details. Joining me now from Star Tribune and StarTribune.com. You hear him on the Fan a lot. It's Ben Goessling. He's there in Dublin. And Ben, this is cool. Vikings are the first team in NFL history to play back-to-back international games, but the first time playing in Dublin.
Yes, it is. It's pretty unique, Mus. There's no doubt about it. There's Irish folk singing happening on the field behind me now, if you hear any of it. It is, they've leaned into the atmosphere here, the first game in Dublin. This is something, obviously, the Vikings do a lot and get, I think, picked to do a lot because they embrace it. They lean into it, everything from the football perspective to a lot of the things they do for fans. It's why they keep getting asked back to do these things, and it's something I think will probably continue quite a bit in the future. Tyler Williams said it earlier this year that the plans they put in place for a two-game swing like this, he doesn't expect they'll be the last team to get asked to do this. And I have to imagine if it goes well, the NFL wouldn't mind that because then you can make it a little bit of a precedent for other teams that may do it in the future.
Ben, can you do an Irish jig? You got the legs for it.
I suppose I have the legs for it, but my legs typically move in one direction. They kind of just go straight back and forth. It's not a lot of multi-planal movement. So I think for my own health and for everybody else's eyes, we'll just hold off on it and watch the pros do it.
Carson Wentz versus the Bengals. He goes for 173, a couple of touchdowns, had a quarterback rating of 129.8. Now, here's the thing. The offense just looked different. We brought this up already here in pregame, but it just looked different. You know, a lot of shotgun, pistol formation, different look for KOC's offense versus when McCarthy was in.
Yeah, it was. And the other thing they did a lot of that was noticeable is the RPOs that went in there. We have not seen the Vikings run a ton of those, at least not to this degree. But that's, of course, the thing that Carson Wentz kind of made his money on those first couple of years in Philadelphia, where it was still pretty new to the NFL. Obviously, defenses have adjusted to it since then, but he's done it very well throughout his career. So Kevin O'Connell put more of those in last week, kind of made some of the short running game into RPOs in a few occasions. So you did see them make some changes for things that work well for Carson Wentz. I would imagine we'll see some of that today, but he did a good job just getting the ball out of his hands quickly. O'Connell talked about it a lot this week, that he basically played point guard. I mean, I think when he was not pressured, the ball was out of his hands on average in a tick under 2 seconds, and it's hard to get a lot of pressure when you get rid of the ball that quickly. So I think if he's able to make decisive decisions. It's redundant, but if he's able to be decisive and get the ball to the playmakers, I think it helps against this pass rush. They do have to worry about it with TJ Watt on the other side, but I think quarterbacks can help themselves in a lot of these situations, and I think you'll see Carson Wentz do that again today.
Jordan Mason had a great game, 16 carries, 116, and a couple of touchdowns. What I love about it is that you can see that there's like slide protection that the offensive line is doing, and then he just finds that cutback, plants his foot, and goes.
Yeah, he has done a good job of that, and that's part of the reason he's here is they wanted to play a similar type of run game to what you saw him do in San Francisco. I mean, a lot of what Kevin O'Connell has talked about when he says play style, it is having a more physical downhill running game. You involve a fullback, which they'll do when C.J. Ham comes back here in a couple of weeks, and you get some runs with a guy that can put his foot in the ground, either on zone plays where you're making one cut and you go, or some of the lead plays where you're following a guard or a fullback. And Jordan Mason did enough of that in San Francisco that I think they said this is worth trying to make a trade. They wanted a counterpart to Aaron Jones. That might have been a draft pick, but making the trade that they did for Jordan Mason meant they didn't have to address it in the draft. They get a guy that's got experience in this type of system already. And last week, that was probably the most productive day a running back has had in Kevin O'Connell's time. First guy to get 200 or 100 yards in a game with 2 touchdowns. So I think he's going to be a big factor again today for a team that's had some struggles across the line of scrimmage in Pittsburgh.
Ben, just 30 seconds on this one. Van Ginkel out. He had, 8 plays? 2 sacks last week, but he's out. Big difference.
Yes, he is. Residual neck issues, Kevin O'Connell said. He wasn't playing most of training camp. We'll have to see if he gets back next week. They sounded optimistic about it. But, yes, he had the pick 6 against Rodgers last time. He does make a big difference.
Awesome stuff, as always. Ben Goessling, thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Mus. Enjoy the game.
All right. Ben Goessling from Star Tribune, StarTribune.com. Coming up here next, got an interview with Jalen Nailor, Tatum Everett with Jalen Nailor, and then also the interview with Paul Allen and Kevin O'Connell still coming up before the boom, which is coming up here at 8:30. And you're going to catch all of this action right here. This is Vikings football.
Our friends at Timber. And after you go through the checklist of what to do with the decking and to find a contractor and everything, get yourself some samples. You'll love them. They'll send them to you for free, timbertech.com. And finally, when you work with those contractors, you will recognize TimberTech works with only the best. So if you need a deck with deck durability, start at timbertech.com.
Ready? Set! TCO, for when the Minnesota Vikings need the best sports medicine available.
Ready? Set!
TCO, for partnering with more schools and communities.
Ready? Set!
TCO, for more urgent care locations ready to go. Twin Cities Orthopedics. Ready, set, TCO. Learn more at tcomn.com.
A winning team needs great players. At Trade Home Shoes, we have legendary players like Birkenstock, Brooks, New Balance, UGG, Adidas, and Nike. We also have top performers like Hoka, On, Olakai, Ufos, Ultra, and a rising star, Rival. Whether you're gearing up for game day or the daily hustle, score a winning pair for the whole family at Trade Home Shoes. Proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
From coin flip to final whistle, show your diehard passion for your Minnesota Vikings all season long with your favorite purple and gold gear from Shields. Bring your best this year, whether you're cheering from US Bank Stadium or from your living room with your favorite jerseys, hats, collectibles, and Vikings branded gear from the Shields Fan Shop. Visit us at your local Shields or Shields.com and let's cheer on the Vikings. Shields, proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings and football fans everywhere.
Hey, it's Paul Allen, and for decades I've been telling you to go to Continental Diamond to buy your engagement ring. I have Andy here. Why do you think Continental Diamond has been so successful over the years?
It's definitely because of our We Care More attitude, PA. We have an amazing team that genuinely cares about providing our clients the best experience and the most value.
For 25 years, wow, a quarter century, I've been promising and they've been delivering. Visit Continental Diamond in St. Louis Park or continentaldiamond.com.
As a leader in innovative ingredient solutions, Sam Nutrition offers a unique personal touch that only a family-owned business can provide. As your trusted partner in animal nutrition, we source the highest quality ingredients, ensuring you achieve optimal results. Discover how our family values drive us to connect industries and unlock peak performance across your entire operation with Sam Nutrition. Learn more by visiting samnutrition.com. Sam Nutrition, high performance, reasonable price, a proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
They're getting ready, so you should too. Have KFAN as your #1 preset on the iHeart app and never miss a play.
Welcome back to Croke Park here in Dublin, Ireland. Pete Bursage joined by Jalen Nailor. And Jalen, not your first international game, but what do you think of all this? I mean, do you love the expansion? You mind the traveling? I mean, what's your overall thought on this?
I feel like I don't really mind the traveling, just to be able to go to a different country and just see how they live their lives compared to ours. And just nice to get a change of scenery, but it's been a blessing.
You better than playing. Let's face it; these teams kind of lose their home field advantage a little bit, right?
For sure. I mean, there might be some fans, but there's a lot of fans here that's just gonna come watch the game. You don't know who's the fans of the game, so it might be loud for both teams, but we just gotta go out and play our ball.
Now, the task at hand today is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Unlike a week ago, a pretty veteran group. What about them? What do they do well?
They communicate pretty well on the defensive end. They're good with switching guys off when motions are going around and things like that, and just playing a complete game from what I've seen on tape. And I'm just excited to have this opportunity to go play against them and see what our offense brings to the table.
Jordan Mason becoming a bigger part, the running game becoming a bigger part of this offense. You guys are pretty heavily involved in that with blocking. You guys don't just catch touchdowns, right? You have to block as well.
Absolutely. My college coach always used to say, "No block, no rock." So I take that personally when it comes to blocking. I want to just help my other guys out. That helps us in the passing game to get us the ball. So it's an all-11 thing on the offensive side, and everybody has to do their job, and we have to do our job as receivers to go help spring the runner.
Jordan Addison being back, what's that going to bring to the table?
Oh man, just another explosive guy on the field for us. That can go deep, intermediate. He can do it all. So it's just great to have him back on the field with us to expand our offense.
Carson Wentz, getting used to him. Get the second week with Carson Wentz. What have you noticed about him as a quarterback?
Just his confidence. He's been a guy in the league for a long time, so he knows this game well, and just his confidence he brings to the huddle and the poise and just happiness to be out there playing with us. I'm happy to see him do his thing.
Are you mad at him because he didn't throw you the deep ball that you were open on last week?
No, I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad at all, man. It's not my job to throw the ball, so I'm just do what I got to do.
All right, man. Good luck today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. When we return, Paul Allen will be with your head coach Kevin O'Connell right here on the Vikings Audio Network.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit ChevyDealOnline.com.
Every team needs a top pick, and every home does too. That's why pros and homeowners choose Anderson, the #1 trusted window and door brand. Built to last through every season, Anderson makes it easy with windows and doors that perform as great as they look. So whether it's scoring style points or tackling tough weather, you can trust your home to Anderson, the official window and door partner of the Minnesota Vikings. 2024 Anderson brand surveys of U.S. contractors, builders, architects, and homeowners. For warranty info, visit AndersonWindows.com.
Vikings fans, game day starts early at Mystic Lake. Watch the Vikings take on Cleveland from across the pond in England at 8:30 a.m. Sunday, October 5th. Enjoy food and drink specials, photo ops, a Fanatics Vikings merch booth, giveaways, and appearances by Vikings cheerleaders and the Skull Line. Get details at mysticlake.com. That's mysticlake.com. And check out the Vikings taking on Cleveland from across the pond in England at 8:30 a.m. Sunday, October 5th. Don't miss a minute of the action at Mystic Lake.
When it comes to managing your blood pressure, you play to win. You've made changes to your diet. You stay active. You've followed your doctor's game plan to the letter. But when it comes to your health, you can't always tackle it alone. Go beyond typical treatments with a Simplicity blood pressure procedure. Brought to you by Medtronic, official sponsor of the Vikings. Talk to your doctor. Results may vary. Adverse events include but are not limited to temporary pain and bruising. Read important risk factor information at beyondhbp.com.
For Minnesotans, the outdoors is home. Nobody gives you more ways to get there than Polaris. From Indian motorcycles and Ranger side-by-sides to Indy snowmobiles and Bennington pontoons, we bring Minnesota's best to every season. Our wooded trails, twisted highways, and the rugged shores of all 10,000 lakes are an invitation. A chance to let what's outside challenge what's inside you. Polaris. Think outside. A proud partner of your Minnesota Vikings.
Eagan, Minnesota is the proud home of the Minnesota Vikings, and it's also the ultimate destination for fantastic fun. Eagan features over 100 unique restaurants and amazing attractions, such as Twin Cities Premium Outlets and the Vikings Museum. And when you stay in any of Eagan's 19 incredible hotels Thursday through Sunday and pick your package, you'll receive 2 free tickets to the Vikings Museum. Other great offers are also available. For complete details, visit enjoyegan.com. That's enjoyegan.com.
Back to Vikings football on Minnesota's station for sports, FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Hey, welcome to Croke Park. Imagine this. We found an O'Connell in Ireland, and we found the right one. Minnesota Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell joins us from Croke Park for the Vikings and Steelers coming up shortly. And, I think one thing underrated about your team, and maybe it takes a trip abroad for people like me to really acknowledge it or see it, is just how tightly knit they are and how they laugh together. And do you see it that way?
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. First of all, PA, I'm so fortunate to have the type of guys we have on this team. I know this. I enjoy every possible moment I get with them, and I know our coaches feel the same way. But the cool thing about trips like this is you get to, under unique circumstances, in a lot of ways, we're not trying to figure out how to become a tight-knit group. We know we are, but you've got a great opportunity on a trip like this to become even more close and together and really build relationships that we're trying to build that last a lifetime amongst these guys. Even in pro sports, it can still exist. Glad you noticed that, and it's something we're really proud of.
Now, to the game with Blake Brandel starting at guard and you acknowledging several times during training camp how well he was performing at guard, obviously got a lot of starts last year. In what ways does it help him in this spot being between Darrisaw and Ryan Kelly?
I think it's a great point because when you think back to Blake early on in the year last year when he was playing next to 71, I mean, there was some really good stuff on tape he was doing week in and week out. And as the attrition of our line kind of took a toll throughout the season, maybe some things stacked up on Blake, but he's now between 2 veteran players, 2 guys that are really high performing at their roles, and that bleeds right over to help Blake make sure all I got to do is go out and do my job. All I got to do is make sure that when I'm in combination with 71 or working with Ryan Kelly, hey, this is what we want it to look like. Great technique, fundamentals. And I think what Blake did a great job of throughout training camp was taking all those reps a year ago and applying him to his football intelligence. And he's a smart, tough player, physical. I expect him and anticipate that Blake's going to play really well today.
With the Steelers offense, AFC team, so therefore we don't see him often, but their running back Jalen Warren has a receiving touchdown, a 65-yard reception this year. Do you think as when people discuss running backs around the NFL, is he underrated?
Wildly underrated. Flo and I have been talking about him all week. He's not the biggest guy, but he's a very hard guy to tackle. He bounces off of tackles, makes people miss. He can catch the football. He's a good protector. I'm a huge fan of his, and today we've got to know where he is and the amount of ways that they're going to try to get him the ball and try to hunt some of those chunk plays that makes their offense go.
Aaron Rodgers, 21st year from Cal. Knees may get a little wobbly in the pocket these days, more so than in the past, but that arm talent, it's still very much there, isn't it?
Yeah, he's, when Tom Brady says that you're maybe the most talented thrower of all time, that's one thing for me to say it, but I think we all should take note when the greatest of all time maybe says that about a player. And he said it about Aaron, and I agree with him. Special arm talent. Doing it for so long at such a high level. We've got to try to make him uncomfortable today in the pocket. We've got to try to use our scheme and mixed with our great players along our front. And when we do send pressures, we need the coverage tight. We need to make sure we don't give any easy throws. And then we've got to keep the chunks out of the game today, whether it's to Metcalf or any of their other players. We got to make sure we keep it in front of us, we tighten up, and we're competitive. And I thought what we did such a great job of last week was causing disruption, which led to negativity, and then eventually the turnovers came. So that's going to be a theme for our defense week in and week out. Hope to see it right here in Ireland today.
2 to go. We're going to save the best for last. With the Steelers defense, TJ Watt rightfully gets a lot of attention. You were with Jalen Ramsey when you guys won a Super Bowl together with the Rams. This 41, Peyton Wilson. Holy cow, who is he and where did he come from?
Yeah, he is a guy we liked coming out in the draft. Super athletic. One of the more straight line, faster linebackers in the NFL, if you really are watching it close. And I think he probably clocked that way as well. Instinctive, tough, fits right in with Queen and the rest of their group. Cole Holcomb is another guy I was around as a young player in Washington. Yeah. So this front is going to be really good. They're going to be physical. It's going to be a test for our run game and our protection. We need to be on it today.
And lastly, Jefferson, Nailor, Thielen, now Jordan Addison. Smile on the head coach's face. Hawkinson, you from a skill position standpoint, with the catchers, you have your full arsenal. That makes you happy, right?
It does. And we'd love to throw Aaron Jones' name back in the mix, but look out for Zay Scott today in the pass game. Couldn't see him make a few plays, and I just have such trust in those group of guys you just said. Not only the way they're going to go out there and execute what we're asking them to do, but they're all competitors, and they all want to go win. When they get their one-on-ones, great. When Jets forces the coverage to go his way, these other guys are going to be ready to make some plays.
Lots of Vikings fans here. Have fun today, okay?
Thanks, PA.
Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm Paul Allen. The boom with a Blarney around the corner on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network.
Hey Vikings fans, Ben Lieber here. Looking for a healthy place for the entire family? Well, Lifetime, the official athletic country club of the Minnesota Vikings, champions healthy, happy lives for every member of the family. My daughter loves to meet her friends at Warrior Sculpt, and my boys, they love to compete on the pickleball courts, and it gets scrappy. With over 25 clubs in the Twin Cities area that feature 100 classes a week, spacious workout floors, a relaxing spa, healthy cafe, and so much more, families truly can do it all at Lifetime. Get your family going today at lifetime.life to find a location near you.
Vikings fans, it's time to use Pays, an online checkout offered by banks and credit unions. With Pays, checking out is fast and convenient because eligible cards appear in one place. Ready to use when you order game day food delivery, your team's latest jersey, or flights to away games. You can beef up your defense at online checkout too. Using Pays gives you added security because actual card numbers aren't shared with merchants. Find out if your bank or credit union offers Pays today at Pays.com. That's PAZE.com.
If you're in the market for a used vehicle, click on CarSwapUSA.com. We offer easy financing, complimentary oil change, and if you need it, we can deliver it. Speaking of CarSwapUSA.com, you can browse hundreds of vehicles from your home. If you're ready to buy a premium, hand-picked, late model, low mileage used vehicle, then check out your options at CarSwapUSA.com. We deliver whether you're buying or selling. Make CarSwap your first stop. CarSwap, a car for everyone.
The radio home of the Minnesota Vikings. FM 100.3, KFXM Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan.
Showtime, baby. You know what's going on. Let's go, Vikings. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it done.
Minnesota Vikings football is on the air all across the Minnesota Vikings radio network. Vikings football is proudly presented by the following broadcast partners: Vizzy Hard Seltzer, your local Northland Ford dealers, Polaris, and by Mystic Lake Casino Hotel. Vikings football is also brought to you by the following: U.S. Bank,
Jacob Leinenkugel's Brewing Company, 3M, and by Lumen.
Touchdown! To the 30, down the sidelines, knocked out of bounds. Touchdown! Vikings! Ball's loose at the goal line. Touchdown!
Today, the Purple face those manky Steelers. Now, let's go live to Croke Park in Dublin to three guys who act the maggot, along with former Vikings Pete Bursich and Ben Lieber. Here with the call of today's game, the voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen.
Welcome to Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland. This is Minnesota Vikings football, and this is the first regular season game in the history of Ireland. Minnesota is 4-0 all-time playing abroad. All those games would be in England, and a week from today, that's where we will be at Tottenham Hotspur to take on the Cleveland Browns, because the Vikings are the first team in the history of the National Football League to play back-to-back games out of the United States of America. The Vikings and Steelers met at famed Wembley in 2013, and the Minnesota Vikings beat the Steelers. That was the last time Pittsburgh was required or asked to play worldwide, to play abroad. That's the last time they played an overseas game. That loss to the Minnesota Vikings in 2013. The Vikings beat the Cleveland Browns at Twickenham in 2017. Then a couple of games at Tottenham Hotspur in London, 2022. The double joint game, the Vikings beat the New Orleans Saints. And last year they beat the Aaron Rodgers-led New York Jets, also at Tottenham Hotspur. The Vikings won the coin toss and elected to defer, meaning Aaron Rodgers hits the field first, and the Vikings defense hits the field without Andrew Van Ginkel, who is not playing today. This is a road game, which means it's presented by Pays, a new online checkout offered by banks and credit unions. Also, Vikings fans purchase any pothole pizza or 20-ounce Pepsi or Mountain Dew product with quick rewards, and you're entered. One weekly winner automatically wins a $500 gift card. And if the Vikings score a touchdown of more than 50 yards this game, one lucky fan wins $5,000. See quicktrip.com/sweepstakes for details. Football fans, you can play like a Viking at Mystic Lake, your game day headquarters. Win prizes all season. Enjoy live music at the Twin Cities' newest sports bar, Hop House. It's mysticlake.com. Pete Bursich, Ben Lieber, yours truly, Paul Allen, Chris Hockey, and Jared Wells, and Will Reichert with a boom! And in the land of Guinness, the Minnesota Vikings are looking to leave the Steelers punch drunk. Here's the kick, and new running back Trey Sermon brings it up far side in front of the Vikings bench to the 20-25-30, and it'll be a 25-yard return. And Aaron Rodgers, making his 245th start, heads out for the Pittsburgh Steelers wearing uniform immortality. That's the only way to put it. Black jerseys, the gold pants with the pronounced black stripe, white numbers, and the Steelers helmet logo on one side. Your Minnesota Vikings at 2-1, white uniforms, purple pants with white and gold stripes, and purple helmets. Aaron Rodgers, 21st year from Cal, has thrown 7 touchdowns and 3 picks. He's back to pass. He's sacked by Jalen Redmond right out of the gate, back at the 22. One play, and down goes quarterback immortality.
Yeah, what a great job by the defensive front. This Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line struggles with movement, and right away you walk out and Brian Flores has him in that blitz position. Everybody, zero blitz look. Rodgers tried to read through his progression, Paul, and just never had time. Jalen Redmond was free to the quarterback.
The Steelers are down probably their best offensive weapon, at least through 3 games. Running back Jalen Warren, the former Eagle. Kenneth Gainwell's the tailback, and Rodgers goes play action off him. Swing left outside the pronounced number 30. Caught at the 29. Isaiah Rodgers with those 2 TDs last week. He was able able to slow him. Then a host of Vikings bring down Kenneth Gainwell as we head down to Ben Lieber to apprise us of his U.S. Bank player this week.
Well, I was really hoping it was going to be Jalen Redmond. I did not think he was going to have a play that early, but listen, I'm thinking about Joshua Metellus. We talked about in the pregame how many opportunities these tight ends and running backs get in the passing game. We know that they're going to want to run the football. I think he's going to have a big impact both in space and in the run game as well.
All right, Nacho, he's on the Viking sideline. That's courtesy of U.S. Bank. It's 3rd and 12. Rodgers goes back to pass. He eludes the pressure. He'll dump short to Jonnu Smith, who is stopped by Ben Lieber's player of the game, Joshua Metellus, with an open field tackle. So the Pittsburgh Steelers at 2-1. They go 3 and out, and Corliss Wakeman is in the punt to Miles Price.
Now, what a great opening set by the Vikings defense, Paul, in getting Rodgers off of his spot. We talked about it in pregame. Jalen Redmond was able to get him on the ground. First play of the game, get him to 3rd and long, and he has nowhere else to go but his checkdowns. His running back, by the way, who's out, Jalen Warren, is his leading receiver.
Left-footed punt fielded by Price at the 12, up the middle of the field between the hash marks, wiggles at the 20, and lunges ahead to the 25, maybe 26-yard line. So the Minnesota Vikings offense in a scoreless game from Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland. It's mostly cloudy, but a very, very nice day for football. Pete, when we were here yesterday for the walkthrough, the mock game, it was drizzly and the field was slippery.
Yeah, completely different. And wondering about the field, this is normally a rugby surface, and so you would expect the grass to be a little bit longer, but the NFL has done a wonderful job. This field is in great shape. It shouldn't slow this game down at all, because the quickness of this Vikings team, especially the offense, is a big weapon.
Carson Wentz, quarterback for the Vikings. He's playing in his 100th game and making his 96th start, and he'll whip one out to the right side. On first down, it's caught by Justin Jefferson at the 30-yard line, so that'll be a gain of 4, making it 2nd and 6. Minnesota Moving Company, left to right. Christian Darrisaw, the left tackle, expected to play the full game, and he's playing in his 50th game. Next to him, Blake Brandell, subbing for Donovan Jackson, out for both of these Europe games. Ryan Kelly's the man in the middle. Will Fry's next to him, and Brian O'Neill is the right tackle. Kelly and Wentz played together extensively with Indianapolis. 2nd down, handoff Jordan Mason. He runs around Peyton Wilson to the right side, across the 35, first down for the Minnesota Vikings. It'll be a run of 7 yards by Jordan Mason, who's coming off a 2-touchdown performance against Cincy. First down, Minnesota.
And getting outside on this Pittsburgh Steelers defense is not easy to do. You have Nick Herbig on one outside linebacker, TJ Watt. Those guys keep contained. That's their jobs. But in that case, Jordan Mason able to bounce it outside.
Carson Wentz wears number 11, and he works out of the shotgun. He has T.J. Hawkinson sole alone to the right. 2 receivers to the left. Mason by the side of Wentz, who goes play action. Hits Jefferson again on safety. Chuck Clark, center of the field, and Justin turns it up to the 45, maybe the 46-yard line. It'll be a 9-yard gain, and Justin Jefferson, by the way, with that first catch, has become 3rd all-time in Minnesota Vikings receiving yards history, passing Anthony Carter. He only needed 5 into the game, and Justin's off to a fast start with a couple of receptions for 13 yards. He's 3rd all-time Vikings receiving history in yardage, passing Anthony Carter. 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1, Vikings first drive in worldly fashion, first offensive drive, and Wentz goes under center, hands it to Mason. He gets outside, first down. Patrick Queen slowed him from behind, and then he was taken down by Scott. Make that Deshaun Elliott, but it's a first down on the Vikings opening offensive possession. 2 first downs so far.
And Paul, what I really like about our offense is the tempo. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense, they substitute a lot. They'll bring in 3 to 5 guys on 3rd down situations. So don't be surprised if the Minnesota Vikings on 3rd down get to the line of scrimmage quickly to prevent those substitutions. But so far, this offense has been very efficient.
T.J. Watt, 2 sacks this season, 110 sacks in 124 games. He's to the front side of Wentz, who's nearly sacked, gets it off, dump right, caught. Jordan Mason at the 50, wiggles right, wiggles left to the 46, and he stopped at the 45-yard line. It's a 5-yard catch and run by Jordan Mason, and that'll make it 2nd and 5 quarterback for Minnesota. In Steelers territory, they actually gave him 6. 2nd and 4. They scrimmage from a big NFL logo heading towards the Steelers end zone. This is a Steelers home game, so a bevy of terrible towels are not only around us with the sea of black and gold, but all throughout Croke Park. 2nd down from under center. It's a flip left, and Jordan Mason is able to make a Steeler miss at the 45. Ball came out. No! It's picked up by Jalen Ramsey. 40, 30, 20. Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers. Jalen Ramsey with a defensive touchdown, his 2nd defensive touchdown of his career. And on a Jordan Mason fumble, the Steelers have taken a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, what a shame, too, because Jordan Mason in this offense ball, they were just getting chunk plays, and Mason just trying to get a couple extra yards at the end was hit, and that ball came loose before he was able to hit the ground. So that was a clean fumble and a clean touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had 5 turnovers against the New England Patriots last week, 2 of which were inside New England's 5-yard line. So that saved them a couple touchdowns right there. And now they get on the scoreboard first with the fumble return for a touchdown.
The Minnesota Vikings now go to +1 in the ever-important turnover differential. Pittsburgh is +6. The Pittsburgh Steelers are +6 in the take-give. Their kicker is Chris Boswell. Honestly, one of the best in the history of the National Football League. 7 of 7 on extra points this year. It is the 11th year from Rice. Christian Kuntz is the snapper. And the punter, Corliss Waitman, will hold. All scores are reviewed. So this fumble recovery is under review. Unofficially, a 61-yard fumble recovery touchdown by Jalen Ramsey, who won a Super Bowl 56 with Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to overturn this one, just from what I saw happening right now.
After reviewing the play, there was a fumble. However, it was touched out of bounds by a player who was out of bounds.
Yes.
The ball is returned to Minnesota.
Whoa. Wow, you talk about a huge swing of events right there.
Yeah.
Apparently it was touched by a Minnesota Viking who was out of bounds.
Mason's legs were out of bounds when he touched the ball. So he was laying prone, ball was bouncing around. His legs were out of bounds, and he touched the ball. So, the Vikings hold on to it.
Yeah, I'd rather be lucky than good, but what a heads-up play by Jordan Mason. Meaning, I don't know if that was his intention. He knew he was out of bounds, but he tried to reach back in and get that football and was touched. Fans here obviously don't like it because they're all Steeler rubes, but that's okay. Now, after something like that, offensively, you got to get back to where you were. Jordan Mason, right? You have to get back to that rhythm that you were just in. You don't want to lose it on a play that was overturned.
TJ Watt out of the game. He doesn't come out much either. He's out. One of the great pass rushers over the last decade in the National Football League. JJ's younger brother. Cam Hayward in his 15th year from Ohio State. He's playing in his 215th game. Hayward has a sack this year. Peyton Wilson, a speedy linebacker, 2nd year from North Carolina State. He also makes plays for a Steelers defense that has allowed 8.5 yards per attempt. That's near the bottom of the NFL. 28th, as a matter of fact, on the passing. They've allowed 31 rushing first downs. That's last in the NFL. So the Vikings, in serendipitous fashion, keep the ball 1st and 10 from the Steelers 38, and Carson Wentz out of the shotgun, fastball over the middle. It's caught by Justin Jefferson. Deshaun Elliott lays him out at the 16. Justin Jefferson with 3 receptions. That one was the longest. It went for 22, and it's a first down for the Vikings.
And you could see why Kevin O'Connell likes Carson Wentz with the tall frame and the ability to hang in the pocket and get the ball down the middle of the field. When the Steelers are playing zone, Paul, specifically like a middle open type of a look, they're letting Justin Jefferson get to the middle of the field, so those throws are there.
Jordan Addison in the game. He's the wide receiver left on first down. Handoff Jordan Mason, lowers the helmet, heads right up the middle, and Nick Herbig will encounter him. One of their better tacklers, Nick Herbig, third year from Wisconsin. That's a run of 3. It's 2nd and 7. If you just jumped in your cars, like heading to kids' activities or maybe church or maybe a family outing, it's so early in Minnesota, the Steelers went 3 and out. Jalen Redmond sacked Aaron Rodgers on the first play of the game from Croke Park in Dublin. The Vikings have amassed 4 first downs on this possession. That the Steelers thought they got a fumble recovery touchdown by Jalen Ramsey, but it was overturned. So here we are, 2nd and 7 from the 13-yard line, and this is going to be Jefferson heading to the right side. He crosses the 10-yard line, and he gets down to the 7, close to the first down at the 6. It'll be a play of about 6, maybe 7 yards, so it should be 3rd and short.
Yeah, we have an ineligible receiver downfield.
Flag.
So Pittsburgh's going to have to decide if they want to take it back or accept it.
Brad Allen is the referee.
Man, nice job by Brian O'Neill to get out there in space and throw a block. But what I do like, Paul, is Justin Jefferson touched the ball 4 times already.
Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
It's Will Fries.
Yeah, and Justin Jefferson's touched the ball 4 times already, right? And that's what you want to do with a guy like him, is to get him going, get him in the groove, get him involved in the offense, and the Vikings have done that. You mentioned Jordan Addison. This is where Jordan Addison lives, Paul, the red zone. So keep an eye on him.
9th play of a possession that's gone 61 yards, make that 56 yards, and taken 4.5 minutes. Middle of the first quarter, no score from Ireland. 2nd and 12. Wentz shotgun. He'll throw to the right side, and it's caught at the 15-yard line by Justin Jefferson, who slipped. And that'll be a gain of about 3. That'll make it 3rd and 12. 10th play of a possession that's gone nearly 60 yards. So the Vikings, who badly were beaten in the time of possession game, the first 2 games this year, well, they're dominating it right now.
Yeah, they are. A very efficient play so far by Carson Wentz, Paul. He's been masterful with just executing the offense. Not necessarily the big plays, the huge plays, but making good decisions and getting the football delivered on time.
Carson is 5 of 5, 44 yards. Back to pass. Oh, he's hit. He's sacked. Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen came in like royalty and smacked our quarterback and drove him back. Will Reichert is heading in for a field goal try.
Yeah, Patrick Queen, they did a nice job. They do this little green dog type blitz where the linebacker is going to look like he's going to be in coverage, and then Carson Wentz turned his attention to the opposite side of the field, and Queen just hit the gas pedal, Paul. He was like shot out of a cannon and gets a sack on Carson Wentz.
Reichert 6 of 6 on field goals. This will be a 41-yard try between the hash marks. Snap spot. McGird's kick is up, and the Minnesota Vikings have a 3-0 lead, and that field goal means another donation to Field Goals for Charity, courtesy of Innovative and Post-it Brands, programs benefiting NMDP, leaders in cell therapy. Visit nmdp.org/Vikings to make a difference. It is 3-0 Minnesota on the Northland Ford dealer scoreboard. We have a Viking down on the field. We'll tell you who it is. Maybe throw it down to Ben to see what's going on when we return to Croke Park in Dublin. It's Minnesota Vikings football.
Mesh, Besher, and Spence. The lawyer you choose makes a difference.
Hey, it's the common man, Dan Cole here. Life changes when a loved one's memories begin to slip away. But at the Wellshire in Medina in Bloomington, I saw the Wellshire Promisee in action, where your loved one is treated with pride and dignity. If my mother-in-law were still here, this is where I would want her to be. Wellshire, Minnesota, because when memories fade, love doesn't. Find out more and schedule your visit today at either location, Bloomington or Medina, at WellshireMN.com. That's WellshireMN.com.
Hey, friends with food allergies, life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
This is how your feet feel in a pair of bad-fitting shoes. And is how your feet feel in a pair of great-fitting shoes from Trade Home Shoes. Trade Home Shoes, proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings, has been delivering premium footwear for over 100 years. We're Minnesota-based, employee-owned, and here to help your whole family find shoes that fit. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
A-Raj, meet J-Raj. J-Raj, meet A-Raj. And we'll meet you at the football. We'll talk Steelers Vikings tomorrow, 12 noon, right here on The Fan.
Welcome back to Croke Park here in Ireland, and then Vikings take a 3-0 lead on the Steelers. And guys, a little bit of a scary moment there on that field goal kick. Brian O'Neill was down on the turf, getting his right knee looked at as it is a kickoff tackle on the 30-yard line. Listen, right knee was checked out. It looked like he got up okay. He did limp off the field a little bit, but all intents and purposes, it does look pretty good right now for Brian O'Neill. I will have an official on him momentarily.
Thank you, brother. The Vikings go 11 plays, 51 yards, 6 minutes, 25 seconds off the first quarter clock and lead 3-0. Will Reichert, 7 of 7 on field goals. Football Fans Meet Pays, a convenient new online checkout offered by bank and credit unions. Learn more at Pays.com and fuel up for McDonald's in Dublin this morning with a McDonald's $3 breakfast sandwich before the battle begins. Redeem this epic deal only in the McDonald's app. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards. Aaron Rodgers wears number 8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's going to toss left to Kenneth Gainwell, the former Eagle, has some room to the left side, and he scoots up outside the numbers across the 35, and he's finally taken down by Eric Wilson after a 9-yard run. It's 2nd and 1.
Yeah, for Kenneth Gainwell, he's averaging about 3.5 yards per carry, so that was a good one. They like to bring in the extra offensive linemen sometimes to get the ball outside. Spencer Anderson, that's what they did. They made it for the 5-man front. They brought in the big men and turned it into a running game.
2nd and 1 from the Steelers 38. Aaron Rodgers out of the shotgun. Kenneth Gainwell to his left. Fakes the handoff to him, and he dumps it to the right side. And it is caught for a first down. That's Calvin Austin III. He's quite the speedy receiver, and he will rally in front of his bench to the 43-yard line. That's a first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And with Jalen Warren down, you got the rookie Caleb Johnson coming in the game. So he's going to play a lot more today than he's played so far this year. So that's another, you got a rookie running back in there. I think Flores is going to want to attack him, make him pass protect.
Caleb, 3rd-round rookie from Iowa, 2 runs, -1 yard. Now he leaves the backfield. He's slot right. 3 receivers left, 2 right, empty backfield. Quick hitter over the middle. It's caught. The former Seahawk, DK Metcalf, into Vikings territory to the 45, and the big man rolls to the 43-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Steelers. It's a 14-yard gain, and that's that yards after catch you were talking about, Pete.
Absolutely. I mean, how long did Rodgers have the football in his hands? I mean, literally, he took the snap and it was out because he recognized the blitz, saw the hole in the coverage. That's where the defense has to be careful, but Rodgers is not surveying the field. He is getting rid of his football quickly.
Tight end Connor Hayward is in motion to the right. That's Cam Hayward's little brother. Here is Caleb Johnson, the former Hawkeye, with a run to the right side, smacked by Joshua Metellus, and taken down also by Elijah Williams, the undrafted rookie from Morgan State. So one rookie brings down another, and that'll be a gain of about 2, making it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that was a great play right there by Elijah Williams, Paul. He had Zach Frazier trying to reach him, and he was able just to keep that outside arm free and brought down Caleb Johnson with just one arm. So that's a very nice play for the big man in the middle.
That run of 2 is a long this year for Caleb Johnson. His previous long was 1. 2nd and 8, Rodgers, shotgun. He'll take the snap. Vikings rush 4. Here's a pass all the way to the left side of the field. It's caught, and it's caught at the Vikings 37-yard line by Jonnu Smith, ninth-year Florida international, and he'll get out of bounds at about the 35. It's a gain of 6, and that's going to make it 3rd and 2 for Pittsburgh, which is 0 of 1 on 3rd down.
Well, what you see in the Pittsburgh do, they're bringing in extra tight ends. They're keeping them in the backfield. Darnell Washington, he's 6'7", 270. Yeah. One of the biggest tight ends I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But they're keeping these guys in for protection.
3rd and 2 from the Vikings 35. First quarter, Ireland. Minnesota leads 3-0. Aaron Rodgers out of the shotgun. 4-man rush. He'll fade to the left side, and it's caught DK Metcalf. He caught it on Jeff Okudah at about the 18-yard line, so that's a 17-yard hit. Rodgers to Metcalf, and it's a first down for the Steelers, Pete, but Aaron Rodgers, his knees and legs may get a little wobbly in the pocket. He may not move the way he used to move, but that back shoulder fade, that was 10 of 10.
That's still there. He's one of the best in the league at doing it. And again, it's literally catch the snap, throw the fade. If he sees anybody rolled up, and to have a target as big as DK Metcalf, that's a tough down for Jeff Okudah.
1st and 10 for the Steelers inside the Vikings red zone. Kenneth Gainwell, the tailback. Rodgers from under center. Quick hitter over the middle to the left. Caught DK Metcalf. He's dragging Ivan Pace Jr. Another Vikings inside the 10 to the 8-yard line, perhaps. It should be a Steelers first down. And if so, it'll be 1st and goal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. DK Metcalf, 6'4", 235 pounds. The Steelers traded for him this offseason. And that's going to be a first down on a catch of 9. So 1st and goal, Pittsburgh from the 7-yard line.
Run pass option. So Rodgers could have handed that football off, but if he got the look that he wanted with Metcalf on the outside, he could just pull that thing out and throw it to the outside. So that's what he did. And they're just targeting Metcalf quickly.
We've yet to have an incompletion in this game. Rodgers 7 of 7, Wentz 5 of 5. 1st and goal, Pittsburgh empty backfield, 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Kenneth Gainwell far out to the left of Rodgers. He's going to flare it to him in open field. Joshua Metellus got there late, but he got there and was able to stop Gainwell at the 1-yard line. That's a gain of 6. And it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line with about 1:20 and counting to go in the first quarter. Minnesota leads 3-0, and good morning.
Yeah, tackling is going to be huge for guys like Okudah, Byron Murphy Jr., Isaiah Rodgers, Harrison Smith, Theo Jackson, Metellus. Rodgers will get the ball in space to his running backs and tight ends very quickly. They have to be able to rally up and make those tackles.
Offset eye left behind Aaron Rodgers. 2nd and goal from the 1. Freiermuth in motion to the left, handoff. Gainwell goes to the left side, and he heads into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers. Joshua Metellus had a shot at him, but he would have had to smack him because Gainwell had a full head of steam. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have taken a 6-3 lead.
It's a different game when they've got Darnell Washington and Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith out there. It's big man football is exactly what that is. And those guys up front, our defensive line, Redmond, Jonathan Allen, those guys have to hold up and somehow control the line of scrimmage.
Boswell, 7 of 7 on extra point. Snap spot. Chris Boswell's kick is good. And on the Northland Ford dealer scoreboard with 55 seconds to go in the first quarter, Pittsburgh leads 7-3 on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
Bring on Vikings football with new gear from Shields. From jerseys, accessories, and signed collectibles, represent your team's iconic colors at the big game. Shields is your ultimate shopping destination with knowledgeable experts and great customer service to get you fitted for your passion. Whether you love style, sports, or the great outdoors, find it at your local Shields or Shields.com. Our experts are here to make every day a win. Shields, proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings and football fans everywhere.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
She's Jam, the ultimate Vikings fan.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show Fan Show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
scratch game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
Vikings fans, game day starts early at Mystic Lake. Watch the Vikings take on Cleveland from across the pond in England at 8:30 a.m. Sunday, October 5th. Enjoy food and drink specials, photo ops, a Fanatics Vikings merch booth, giveaways, and appearances by Vikings cheerleaders and the Skull Line. Get details at mysticlake.com. That's mysticlake.com. And check out the Vikings taking on Cleveland from across the pond in England at 8:30 a.m. Sunday, October 5th. Don't miss a minute of the action at Mystic Lake.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce here. As Van Morrison once said, it's a golden autumn day. Vikings Steelers now. The Power Trip Morning Show returns tomorrow, live right here on The Fan.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Vikings football.
This is Vikings Steelers live from Dublin on the audio home for Vikings football. FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul, The Fan.
All right, some unfortunate news for the Vikings fans here. Brian O'Neill did go back to the locker room. He's officially questionable to return to this game with a knee injury. That does mean that Justin School is going to get ready to play right tackle. Keep in mind, Walter Rouse, backup tackle, he was inactive for this game. And we also know that Donovan Jackson is out. So Blake Brandell, who's normally a guard or tackle, he slides over to that guard spot. So we're awfully thin on the offensive line right now. I'd expect a lot of Josh Oliver playing alongside of him on that right side.
And indeed, Ben, Oliver's in the game as Boswell's kick lured Ty Felton into a return. Pretty good return for the rookie, too. He got to the 30-yard line. Steelers lead 7-3. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Good morning, Minnesota. It's Ben, Pete, and Paul, and Carson Wentz. He's going to flip it to Jordan Mason, looking for a Wentz block as Mason heads out to the right side across the 30-yard line. After all that, it'll be a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and 9. Carson looked like he wanted to get out there and block for a second. Then he saw Patrick Queen. He's like, no, I'm just going to go ahead and sit back here.
Yeah, just hand the ball off. Just do your job. Don't go out of body. It's amazing. You got Justin School going against T.J. Watt now, and T.J. Watt only leads the NFL with 110 sacks since he was drafted in 2017. So that matchup has become very, very positive for the Steelers.
10 seconds to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 9. Low snap. Blitz to Wentz. Pass to the right side. It's caught. Jordan Addison. Welcome back. Welcome back, big boy. Caught it at the Steelers' 47-yard line, and he was singled up with Darius Slay. Wasn't big play Slay on that play. Addison brings it in for 22. And a Minnesota Vikings first down, and that's the end of the first quarter, where Kenneth Gainwell's rushing touchdown is 4 points better than Will Reichard's field goal. And it's 7-3 Pittsburgh from Croke Park in Dublin. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
For Minnesotans, the outdoors is home. Nobody gives you more ways to get there than Polaris. From Indian motorcycles and Ranger side-by-sides to Indy snowmobiles and Bennington pontoons, we bring Minnesota's best to every season. Our wooded trails, twisted highways, and the rugged shores of all 10,000 lakes are an invitation. A chance to let what's outside challenge what's inside you. Polaris. Think outside. A proud partner of your Minnesota Vikings.
Hey Vikings fans, I'm Taylor of the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders, and here's our best kept secret, Pure Luxe Med Spa. Laser hair removal at Pure Luxe is a game changer. Voted best med spa and laser hair removal by the Star Tribune, they keep us game day ready with Botox, filler, and our favorite, the Diamond Glow Facial. Visit mypurelux.com/skull to book your appointment today. Pure Luxe Med Spa, the preferred med spa of the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders.
Martin Marietta, an American-based company, is a leading producer of heavy building materials and the top supplier of aggregates and asphalt to the Twin Cities. Guided by values like safety, integrity, and stewardship, Martin Marietta strives to provide the materials on which our communities grow. Visit martinmarietta.com to learn more. Interested in a career with a rock-solid team offering competitive pay and benefits? Visit careersthatcrush.com to apply today. Skol Vikings!
Vikings faithful, listen up. Your game day checklist is more than wearing purple and gold. It's about victory from the first play to the final whistle. During tense, close calls, Dove shampoo, body wash, and deodorant keep you fresh and dry from head to toe. And what's a true Vikings tailgate without the secret weapon to sliders and sides, Hellman's Real Mayo. Then when post-game dishes pile up like a defensive line, 7th generation detergent is the powerhouse that blitzes through the grease and grime. Stock up on Dove, Hellman's, and 7th generation. And Skol Vikings.
Every Tuesday at 11, Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell joins Paul Allen live from the TCO studio right here on the audio home for Vikings football. KFAN, The Fan.
Scoreboard Central.
Brought to you by U.S. Bank, the official bank of your Minnesota Vikings. Lions taking on the Browns. That boom is coming up here at noon. Jared Goff so far, 761 yards and 7 touchdowns. Now back to PA.
All right, Muss, thank you very much. And Minnesota, and those of you throughout the upper Midwest and the vast and ever-expanding Vikings Audio Network, welcome to Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland, into the second quarter. Steelers lead 7-3. Carson Wentz, 6 of 6, 66 yards, making 7 of 7. Throws left. He's loving Jefferson today. Justin caught it left flat at the Steelers' 45, and he'll run out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd and 5 for Minnesota. Pete Jefferson, 4 catches, 38 yards already.
I like that they're getting him involved and getting him warmed up. And interestingly, from the Steelers, they're going to a lot of 4-man front and keeping 2 linebackers in the game. Jalen Ramsey actually playing nickel, so we might be able to run the football here.
Mason, the single set. Josh Oliver in motion. They run that way to the left. Oh, Peyton Wilson, that speedy linebacker, former member of the NC State Wolfpack, came flying through and caught Jordan Mason for a loss of 2 yards. So that's going to back it up and make it about 3rd and 7 for Minnesota in Steelers territory. Peyton Wilson has a sack this year, also has a fumble recovery touchdown to his credit. The Vikings are 0 of 1 on 3rd down. And if you missed Ben Lieber's update about 5 minutes ago, Brian O'Neill questionable to return. And Justin School is in at right tackle. Blake Brandell already in at left guard. Carson Wentz on 3rd and 7 from the Steelers' 44. False start Vikings. Come on, guys.
Paul.
Still 3rd down.
Brad Allen and his staff, Pete, called the fewest penalties on average of all the staffs in the NFL. 9.5 flags per game.
And the Vikings need that. We're number 2 in the league in penalties. And you look at 2 of the drives so far, we were down deep, about the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
Right? You get a 5-yard penalty, then you get a sack, and then we have to kick the field goal. Now you go from 3rd and about 3rd and 5 to a tackle for a loss, and now another penalty. Now you're 3rd and 13 with a right tackle who's new.
Might have backed Reichert out of field goal range. Look at he's back to pass. He runs out to the right, and he is sacked by Nick Herbig. Nick Herbig with 2 sacks this season, and that's going to be a loss of 11 yards, so Ryan Wright is in the punt. Now what Pete said about the penalties, that's an A topic in this game. The Vikings came into the game with 29 penalties, 4th most in the NFL. Conversely, the Steelers only have 14 on the season. That's the fewest in the NFL.
Yeah, that ends up being big. And in that regard, Christian Darrisaw had Herbig for a while, but Carson Wentz tried to scramble and just ran out of time. So give it to the speed of Herbig.
Ryan Wright, his punt very high. Calvin Austin's going to let it bounce. It bounces at the 23, rolls to the 22, and down to the 20-yard line. So the Steelers with a 7-3 lead on the Northland Ford dealer scoreboard will start from their own 20, 12 and a half minutes to go in the first half. From Ireland on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
Vikings fans, looking to upgrade your wardrobe? This local brand based in St. Paul will become your new go-to. Unreal is the premium athleisure brand that combines comfort, versatility, and style. Crafting elevated apparel that will take you from the office to the gym or the airport to the golf course. Wherever you go, they've got you covered. Shop now at Unreal.com and experience the difference yourself. That's UNRL.com, the best athleisure wear in the game.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Smart beds start at $9.99. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today. Official sleep and wellness partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
Huddle up, Vikings Nation. Don't let that Skol chant fade. Let it echo through the hallways, the bars, the stadium, and the city. Because when the Vikings score 2 or more touchdowns, you'll get a free Big Mac with a purchase of $2 or more. Only in the McDonald's app. Offer valid once per person the day after the Vikings score 2+ touchdowns through 2/28/26 at participating McDonald's. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards.
It's Vikings Steelers live from Dublin on the audio home for Vikings football. KFAN, The Fan.
Welcome back. 12.5 minutes to go in the first half. Steelers lead 7-3 on a Kenneth Gainwell rushing touchdown. Stream your Vikings coverage shows and insight right on your television. It's Fox Local, a free streaming app. Search Fox Local on your streaming device. Install and stay connected to your Vikings and local news with Fox Local. Also, Unreal is back with its limited edition Vikings drop. Head to unrl.com for more details. Aaron Rodgers, 1st and 10 from his own 20. He's 8 of 8 for 65 yards. Back to pass. Fast ball over the middle. DK Metcalf caught it on the run. He's to the 40, 50, the Vikings 40, to the 30, inside the 20. Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers. An 80-yard touchdown from Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf. And the Pittsburgh Steelers and their fans have these terrible towels waving all over Croke Park. Why? They have a 13-3 lead.
Absolutely ridiculous. You can't go 84 yards on a quick slant in this league. I mean, DK Metcalf is a special type of talent, but you know, with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, the ball is coming out quickly. You can't give that guy that kind of room. Total. Just drop responsibility by this defense. To handle a slant like that, come on.
Boswell, extra point is good for Aaron Rodgers. His 8th touchdown this year for DK Metcalf. He has 3 touchdowns this season. That one went to the house from 80. And on the Northland Ford dealer scoreboard, Pittsburgh leads 14-3. Back shortly on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network driven by Polaris. Our friends at TimberTech have a checklist at the website for those of you desiring a deck. Go to timbertech.com. Get started there. And after you go through the checklist of what to do with the decking and to find a contractor and everything, get yourself some samples. You'll love them. They'll send them to you for free, timbertech.com. And finally, when you work with those contractors, you will recognize TimberTech works with only the best. So if you need a deck with deck durability, start at timbertech.com.
You're listening to Vikings football.
Minnesota deserves a go-to destination for all things high school sports in our state. All the scores, the stories, the stats, live streams, social feeds, photos, personalized team pages, breaking news. One place for everything you're looking for. That's why the Minnesota Star Tribune is launching Strip Varsity. You'll find Minnesota Star Tribune journalism, Minnesota Prep Hub stats and schedules, streams, stories, and more. Strip Varsity is Minnesota's new home for complete high school sports coverage. Sign up today at startribune.com/stripvarsity.
When the game is over, it's time to relax. No matter if it's a win or loss, you always win at Spalon Montage, the Twin Cities' premier salon and spa destination for over 25 years. With convenient locations in Edina, Woodbury, and Chanhassen, there's a Spalon close to you. Right now, football fans, you can get a bonus when you give the gift of Spalon. Purchase a $175 gift certificate and receive a $25 gift certificate for yourself. Visit Spalon.com now or call 952-915-2900.
With its smart, sustainable water solutions, Pentair helps the world move, improve improve, and enjoy water, life's most essential resource. From great tasting water for homes and businesses, to energy-efficient pumping solutions and everywhere in between, Pentair is focused on driving innovation that helps people and the planet thrive. Visit Pentair.com to learn how. Pentair, the official sustainable water partner of the Minnesota Vikings. This is Vikings Steelers live from Dublin on the Fan. Here's Paul Allen.
Steelers lead 14-3. DK Metcalf from 80. Ben Lever on the sideline. What happened?
Well, I can give you what I think happened. Not only did I see something in real time, but also noticed it on the replay that Eric Wilson is on the backside of that play. But in that zone coverage that they're in, based on the pass routes that they were given, he's got to get back to the middle of the field. He's got to stick his right foot in the ground and kind of get back to that middle zone and take away that dig route. And to me, it looked like a middle defender issue on that play.
All right, here comes Ty Felton on the ensuing kick, and the rookie weaves to the left side to the 15, taken down to the 25. It's a return of 20 yards. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, one play, 80 yards, and it's Aaron Rodgers with a shorty to DK Metcalf, who put Harrison Smith on the back. Harrison Smith missed a tackle, but that was a really tough tackle. Open field, middle of the field. Metcalf, full head of steam. Theo Jackson was absolutely caught flat-footed. And now Carson Wentz and the Minnesota Vikings with 12-11 to go in the first half. Down multiple scores, 14-3 Pittsburgh. Hand off Jordan Mason trying to slow things, heads to the left side. That ain't going to be it. It'll be a loss of a yard. Keanu Benton, a third-year defensive tackle from Wisconsin, caught him behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage. We'll call it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and that's a big front. Even though they really, normally they have Cameron Hayward, Keanu Benton, Y.A. Black, those three big guys in the middle. They're going back to that five-man front right now. So it's going to be difficult for the Vikings to move and to run the football.
Carson Wentz, shotgun, 7 of 7, 71 yards, playing in his 100th National Football League game. Empty backfield, 3 receivers right, 2 left. Wentz, second down, throws over the middle, and it's caught by Jordan Addison at the 30-yard line. That's where he'll stop, maybe the 36. That's a gain of 5, making a 3rd and 5. And Minnesota is 0 of 2 on 3rd down so far.
As Adam Thielen checks back in, the Vikings have gone empty quite a bit. I think some of that has to do with just the confidence you have in Carson Wentz as a decision maker. But gets Pittsburgh out of that 5-man front, so you have like a Nick Herbig or a TJ Watt covering in space, and that's the side that they're trying to throw to. We've got to run better after catch, and now we got to stop Pittsburgh from running after the catch.
Defensive timeout, Pittsburgh Steelers. Defensive timeout, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Charge timeout.
Mike Tomlin, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings in 2006. Got the job to lead the Steelers in 2007 by the Rooney family, and has been to a couple of Super Bowls. Lost to Green Bay, beat the Arizona Cardinals. Ben Lever, our sideline analyst, was a stalwart linebacker in 2006. His first year with the Minnesota Vikings, with Mike Tomlin as the coordinator. What do you remember, Ben? I know you're a fan of Mike's.
Yeah, I mean, he did the best job that I've ever been around as far as a coach that demanded excellence, a high amount of expectation, but never attacked you personally. I mean, it was amazing how he could come into a room and grade the film and get on guys and, kept it very professional, and, nobody wanted to disappoint that guy.
3rd and 5, Minnesota from its own 31. Vikings 0 of 2 on 3rd down. Empty set, except they flipped it. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left now. Steelers rush 4. Wentz throws at the first down marker and caught Justin Jefferson. That was cold-blooded. Left side between the numbers and the hash marks, and that's going to be a gain of about 9 yards and a first down for the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey, Paul, with the Vikings, again, going to empty, you're getting guys like Patrick Queen, who's very good against the run, a very good blitzer, and then you're getting guys like TJ Watt, Nick Herbig, their outside linebackers, dropping in space. So this underneath passing game might be a big feature to this offense because the matchups are there.
Cold-blooded catch there actually by Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen with a gain of 6 and a first down. 14-3 Steelers. About 10 minutes to go in the first half. Wentz under center. Play action. Facing a corner blitz from Jalen Ramsey. So Carson's going to run up the middle, and T.J. Watt brings him down after a gain of 1. That'll make it 2nd and 9. Got Jalen Ramsey with a rare corner blitz.
Yes, and that's what Pittsburgh will do to you. They'll throw the kitchen sink at you, and you got to be aware of all that. I'm waiting for Carson Wentz, Paul, to step up and heave one down the field, and I think he had an opportunity there with Justin Jefferson. These long. That was a take the lid off type of a route. Get downfield, and we've seen Wentz do it a couple times in the last 2 weeks, but he hasn't pulled the trigger yet.
2nd and 9 out of the shotgun. Wentz looking to pass, throws right, caught Justin Jefferson. He'll twirl to the left side. He's hit at the 44, and he falls ahead to the 45. Jalen Ramsey and Deshaun Elliott. A couple of veterans bring him down. It's a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. Minnesota 1 of 3 on 3rd down.
Yeah, this is a situation where watching the substitutions again with Pittsburgh sending and putting guys on and off the field to hurry up and get to the line of scrimmage, but there's no guarantee. This is a big defensive front, and get a yard here on the ground is going to be tough.
Hawkinson, Nailor, and Jefferson to the left. Addison sole alone to the right, opposite Darius Slay. On 3rd and 1, handoff. Jordan Mason grinding with some tough love yardage. Ooh, he's close.
Yeah, he's close.
Very close to the first down. He did not get it absolutely, but that's tight. That's really tight.
Yeah. I don't know if we got the virtual replay here, virtual first down, but we're all going to get a look at that.
I think it's beginning to drizzle here too.
So, but Jordan Mason having a great day so far, minus the fumble. It still goes down as a fumble, but recovered by the Vikings instead.
Virtual measurement. You were right.
And offensively, we've run a lot more plays. Time of possession, we're almost 5 minutes ahead. It's just a matter of the explosives. Defensively, letting up an explosive play.
Ooh, here it comes. That was fast.
There you go. Let's see what we got.
Virtual measurement, taking a peek at it on the screens here. They're 9 inches short, according to the virtual measurement. You see, last week when the virtual measurement took like 5 minutes, these Steelers fans to our left, well, they got it. I mean, they're like, virtual measurement. I can go up and get another 15 Guinnesses. But they got burned that time. So the Vikings are going to go for it on 4th down.
Keanu Benton jumped off sides in the exact situation just like this against New England a week ago. Let's see if they can draw one of those guys up front and get a freebie.
Minnesota 2 of 3 on 4th down this year. The Steelers have given up 6 first downs from 9 4th down drives. Offset eye right. Mason up the middle, first down. He gallops to the Steelers 45, and he is upended by Patrick Queen and/or Deshaun Elliott, the 8th-year safety from Texas, or else Jordan Mason might have been gone. That's a run of 9 and a first down on 4th down. Middle of the second quarter, Vikings get the ball to begin the second half. First down from the Steelers 45. Pittsburgh leads 14-3.
You're right about that. I mean, it was Jordan Mason. He would have been one-on-one with Chuck Clark, and that could have been a touchdown, Paul.
Wow. Carson Wentz works out of the shotgun. 3 receivers left and 2 right. Empty backfield. Carson 10 of 10 for 90 yards. T.J. Watt, he comes scheming in, but Wentz throws it to the left side, and it is caught at the 42-yard line by Xavier Scott. Second year from Maine, Xavier Scott with a 2 or 3 yard catch. Make it 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
As this game is starting to unfold, you're seeing how much confidence that Kevin O'Connell has in Carson Wentz and his ability to orchestrate this offense, because to get Pittsburgh out of that big 5-man front that's so hard to run against, right? We've spread that defense out. We've forced their big men to cover in zone. We got to make a couple guys miss tackles, and those plays might become big ones.
Mason with his first respite. Xavier Scott, the tailback, toss right. Makes Jalen Ramsey miss, but he heads farther out to the right side, and he's going to be taken down by Juan Thornhill, a backup safety in his 7th year from Bob Tech. That's going to be a loss of about 1. So that'll make it 3rd and 8, Pete. And, that 4th down number we just unfurled, the The Steelers have faced 10 fourth down conversions this year. They've given up first down 7 times.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be something to that because Mason got his super easy.
Yeah, they're 18th in the league on fourth down conversions, so it hasn't been a strong suit of this defense.
Minnesota 1 of 4 on third down conversions. Jordan Mason back in after a brief respite. 3 receivers left, 1 right, 3rd and 8. Wentz facing a 4-man rush. Oh, the ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it's intercepted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Deshaun Elliott slips down at the 2-yard line. Deshaun Elliott out 2 consecutive games, back in a big way for the Steelers. Deshaun Elliott has picked off Carson Wentz. 5:50 to go in the first half. Steelers lead 14-3 and have the ball from Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
Discover the ultimate destination to live, work, and play at Viking Lakes. From top-tier office spaces in the Minnesota Vikings World Headquarters to exciting live entertainment and luxury apartment living, Viking Lakes has it all. Discover Viking Lakes residences with spacious apartments, best-in-class finishes, and unparalleled amenities. Our community sets the standard for suburban luxury. Are you planning a company holiday party or a fall picnic? Our venue is perfect for any event. For additional information, please visit explorevikinglakes.com. Experience suburban luxury like never before.
Vikings fans, meet the MVP of flavor, the Humble Goat. Our cranberry cinnamon goat cheese earned 2nd place in the World Champion Cheese Contest, and our plain goat cheese just scored 2nd at the American Cheese Society Awards. Smooth, creamy, healthy, and perfect for game day and every day. Find the Humble Goat cheese at your local store, and don't forget, Humble Goat protein powder is fueling fans everywhere. Available now on Amazon. World class and Minnesota proud.
What did you do at New Horizon Academy today, Miles? Mom, letter of the week is S. We added the word sun to our word wall. We read a book about the weather, built a solar oven on the playground. We practiced star breathing, and then I learned how to make an S in sign language. It was so fun.
Sounds like you had a great day. New Horizon Academy offers premium early childhood development for all families. We serve best-in-class social-emotional education for kiddos from infancy to school age. Check us out at newhorizonacademy.net.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show Fan Show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
scratch game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce here. By the looks of this, the Steelers went on the Guinness Tour too many times. More stellar humor like that tomorrow, 5:30 to 9, right here on The Fan.
Buffalo Wild Wings has you covered all football season. You can win 6 free wings when you watch the Vikings play. Score 6 free boneless or traditional wings when the Vikings get 2 sacks. Only at Buffalo Wild Wings, Minnesota locations. They currently have 1. It was on the first offensive play of the game. It was Jalen Redmond taking down Aaron Rodgers. And after the interception, the Steelers begin at their own 32 with a 14-3 lead. DK Metcalf scored the most recent touchdown. It was on first down, and Aaron Rodgers hit him on a slant. Harrison Smith missed a tackle. Theo Jackson took a bad angle. Linebackers might have been in the wrong spot. And DK scored from 80 out, and Rodgers once more back to pass. It's a shorty left side to that behemoth tight end. Darnell Washington, 6'7", 265. Quick hitting gain of 6 yards, making it 2nd and 4. And A-Rod and the Steelers, they're in a hurry. They'll operate tempo, as they say in the business, no huddle offense with 3 receivers right. The tight end, Washington, is attached to the left tackle, Broderick Jones. Jonnu Smith in motion to the left. 2 tight ends to the left on 2nd and 3 from the Steelers 39, 5:15 and counting to go in the first half. Rodgers out of the shotgun, gives it to Kenneth Gainwell, and he has room to the left side. He's taken down by the leading tackler, Vikings leading tackler this year, Ivan Pace Jr., along with Jonathan Allen. He'll He'll get enough to get the first down, though. It's another first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And one of the things for the defense, Steelers are getting up to the line of scrimmage early, but I think it's just to give Rodgers a look. They're in no hurry to snap the ball and get things going quickly. They've got a big lead. They want to burn the clock, so they're just giving Rodgers a time to survey the defense.
Jonnu Smith in motion to the left. DK Metcalf slot right. He has an 80-yard touchdown catch. Kenneth Gainwell, the tailback, he has a rushing touchdown. Rodgers back to pass. Quickie to the left side, incomplete. Right between Jonnu Smith and Kenneth Gainwell. So it's 2nd and 10. And Ben Lieber on the sideline with that incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 means that there was an incompletion there on first down. And that might work into this unbelievable yards per first down the Steelers have so far.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. If you take away the opening play sack that we had with Redmond and that 80-yard touchdown pass on the last possession, the Pittsburgh Steelers are averaging almost 7.5 yards per first down.
Wow.
We talked about in this game, we got to get these guys a 2nd and 3rd long, and that's not happening yet.
Toss left, Kenneth Gainwell. Ooh, he shakes a tackle of the Vikings at the 42, turns it up in front of his bench to the 45, gets into Vikings territory with an 8-yard run. Kenneth Gainwell, formerly a deep backup with the Philadelphia Eagles, he has a touchdown and a 9-yard run. It's a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they're stretching us on the outside, running that zone, and like we talked about earlier, as the big man Spencer Anderson checks in at tight end, they're just trying to get big bodies on our outside linebackers, get multiple big bodies on our outside linebackers.
Extra offensive lineman, as Pete said, on 3rd and short. Steelers are 1 of 2 on 3rd down. Rodgers under center, gives it to Gainwell right up the middle, and he plunges for a Steelers first down. Flags come in as a near fight's breaking out. Byron Murphy Jr., right guard Mason McCormick, 2nd year South Dakota State. They're thinking about mixing it up. Jonathan Grenard and a Steeler nearly mixed it up. Aaron Rodgers heads about 20 yards from the line of scrimmage to call his teammates back. But Brad Allen's staff threw myriad flags at the end of the play.
This is where you can't be getting frustrated and then starting to retaliate, and I'm afraid that's what happened. Is Byron Murphy Jr. might have gotten hit late on the play.
Well, now you got Grenard limping out.
No, I think Grenard's fine. He just needs a break.
Yeah.
But still, you got to be smart, because this is 15 yards if it goes against us, and that's a huge.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 7.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Well, I mean, that's what 4th most penalized teams in the NFL do. They make, I mean, as sad a commentary as it is, it's factual. That's what just happened.
It's kind of a different category, though, Paul. We've been good with the personal fouls and some of the unnecessary type penalties. It's been the procedural and pre-snap that have been an issue. But to be down 14-3, and your offense just throws an interception, it's a short yardage gain, and you're going to get that kind of stuff, guys, at your feet. You got to expect that, and so to retaliate and give them an extra 15 yards, that's just dumb.
3 penalties on the Vikings for 26 yards, 0 against the Steelers, the least penalized team in the game. So it's 1st and 10. And here's the Iowa rookie, Caleb Johnson. He heads to the left side, and he's hit immediately by Bo Richter and Jalen Redmond. Richter, you'll hear his name more frequently than usual because Andrew Van Ginkel is he's out with a neck. As Richter leaves, Jonathan Grenard returns. Harrison Smith comes back in. Levi Drake Rodriguez returns. And it's 2nd and 9, Pittsburgh from the Vikings 31. Pittsburgh leads 14-3, and we're approaching the 2-minute warning. Steelers have 2 timeouts. Vikings have 3. Minnesota gets the ball to begin the second half. Aaron Rodgers, 10 of 11, 152 yards and a touchdown. Puts tight end Washington in motion to the left. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Rodgers, straight drop. Bernard tried to spin around the right tackle. Pass left to Johnson. Incomplete. Dallas Turner with excellent coverage. And now it's going to be 3rd and 9 for Pittsburgh.
And Paul, you have Caleb Johnson, the rookie, in there, and his ability to catch the football out of the backfield for this Steeler team is important. Because Jalen Warren led the team in receiving yards coming into this game. Kenneth Gainwell had another 7 receptions. So those running backs, they're very, very integrated in the passing game.
3rd and 9 for Pittsburgh, and the Steelers are 2 of 3 on 3rd down. Rodgers, shotgun, 3 receivers right, 1 left. Snap. 4-man rush. rush, straight drop. Aaron steps away from the pressure, heads to the right. Aaron's running. Look at the 41-year-old go! But he dropped it, and it bounced into the arms of an offensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers, left tackle Broderick Jones. And we have
Bernard's down.
Jonathan Bernard.
I think he just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, I don't know. He was on his knee last time he left the game. But nevertheless, Rodgers runs for a first down. 41-year-old, quite spry. That'll get us to the 2-minute warning. He fumbled. It popped right into the arms of left tackle Broderick Jones. So it's a serendipitous first down for the Steelers from the Vikings 15-yard line. 2-minute warning. Steelers lead 14-3, threatening to get more from Dublin, Ireland. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
Change is always happening. But no matter what changes in 5 years, there's one thing that will stay the same: the price of your internet. With the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Metro Transit and the Minnesota Vikings make game day stress-free. Join fellow fans and take Metro Transit to the game. North Star will service all games with Metro blue and green lines and multiple bus routes to carry you the final yard, straight to the gates of US Bank Stadium. No need to worry about parking or downtown traffic. Make your round trip easy with the all-day pass. No standing in line for a ticket after the game. Find your game plan at metrotransit.org/Vikings.
When it comes to managing your blood pressure, you play to win. You've made changes to your diet. You stay active. You've followed your doctor's game plan to the letter. But when it comes to your health, you can't always tackle it alone. Go beyond typical treatments with a Simplicity blood pressure procedure. Brought to you by Medtronic, official sponsor of the Vikings. Talk to your doctor. Results may vary. Adverse events include but are not limited to temporary pain and bruising. Read important risk factor information at beyondhbp.com.
That is the sound of bacon sizzling, of fresh vegetables being chopped for a made-to-order omelet, and the grill being fired up for one of the juiciest burgers around. Hungry yet? Hy-Vee Market Grill is better than ever, with mouth-watering new menu items for breakfast and lunch. Whether you dine in, get it to go, or have it delivered, the best breakfast and lunch is at Hy-Vee Market Grill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
This is Vikings Steelers live from Dublin on the Fan. Here's Paul Allen.
All righty, welcome back. 2 minutes to go in the first half. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from the Vikings 15. And the Steelers lead 14-3. Aaron Rodgers, 10 of 12, 152 yards and a touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell, 5 runs, 24 yards and a touchdown. DK Metcalf, 4 targets, 4 receptions, 122 and a touchdown, including an 80-yarder earlier in the second quarter, and they did it on first down. So the Steelers have a 14-3 lead as Aaron Rodgers goes under center. One receiver to the right, it's Ben Goessling, formerly with the LA Rams, won a KO, won a Super Bowl 56. Straight eye behind Rodgers. Play action to Gainwell, boots out to the left, throws to tight end Washington, who is slowed by Isaiah Rodgers and then finished off by Levi Drake Rodriguez. Darnell Washington once again, 6'7", 265. 5-yard gain, man, he's a load.
Yeah, he's a Diet Coke for 280. There's no way that man's 265. I saw him in pregame, rare being on the sideline for pregame, and he stood there amongst the tight ends, and you're just like, this is a mountain of a man. So you got to be smart when you're tackling him, because he's not going to go down easily.
Now, Jonathan Grenard left the game before the 2-minute warning after he forced that Aaron Rodgers fumble. He has returned. Grenard is back in to the right of Aaron Rodgers on second down. 2nd and 5 from the Vikings 10. Aaron out of the shotgun. He's back again! Jalen Redmond with the first 2-sack game of his career, and it drives the Steelers back to the 25-yard line. It's a loss of 9 yards. It'll be 3rd and long for the Steelers.
Yeah, he tied Javon Hargrave for leading sacker in the defensive line, interior defensive line. So I'm sure Javon's going to want to get back in there. But he has been doing a great job versus Zach Frazier, the center for Pittsburgh. And Paul, that was a huge play, because if you can limit the Steelers to a field goal attempt, you're going down 14 instead of possibly 21.
Yeah.
So that's a huge play.
Take a look at the replay in stadium. Is that a horse collar that was missed?
No. There's no horse collar in the pocket, so
got it.
I just wish you would have thrown him further back. But wishing a prayer, Paul.
So Redmond has 2 sacks.
Yeah, he's had an unbelievable day in the interior of the defensive line, Paul. Again, against Zach Frazier, Isaac Seumalo, and Mason McCormick, they've played well. It's the off tackle, getting to our outside linebackers, where they've been able to run the football a little bit.
This will make it 3rd and 15 into the game. 3rd and 6 or longer. Teams were 1 of 19 against the Vikings. Rodgers back to pass. Shorty over the middle. Caught Gainwell. Sprints to the right side. And he's slowed by Joshua Metellus and finished off at the 10-yard line by Eric Wilson. So it's an 11-yard catch and run. And with a 14-3 lead, the Vikings are going to stop the clock. That's the first timeout they will utilize this half. 1:41 to go in the half. Chris Boswell, 5 of 5 on field goals. And he'll let this one fly from somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 yards.
And Paul, you look at that 15-yarder by Byron Murphy, the penalty.
Yep.
That makes a difference, and all those penalties like that add up. Defensively, it's been inconsistent, right? And you give up a big play minus that 80-yard, the 80-yard reception. We're still at a one-score type of football game, but I don't know. To see Rodgers scramble for a first down, that's something we haven't seen in a long time.
Chris Boswell, right hash from 30. He kicks with his right foot. He wears number 9. Snap spot. Boswell. Oh, it's blocked. Isaiah Rodgers. Can you do anything else, number 2? Isaiah Rodgers from the left of Boswell blocked a Boswell kick for his first missed field goal this year. We're going to pause. 1:38 to go in the first half. Vikings ball, 14-3 Steelers on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
Vikings faithful, listen up. Your game day checklist is more than wearing purple and gold. It's about victory from the first play to the final whistle. During tense, close calls, Dove shampoo, body wash, and deodorant keep you fresh and dry from head to toe. And what's a true Vikings tailgate without the secret weapon to sliders and sides, Hellman's Real Mayo. Then when post-game dishes pile up like a defensive line, 7th generation detergent is the powerhouse that blitzes through the grease and grime. Stock up on Dove, Hellman's, and 7th generation. And Skol Vikings.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Vikings tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So, get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Vikings.
Vikings fans, FanDuel Sports Network is your home for exclusive coverage of your favorite local teams. And there are more ways to watch this season. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream your hometown teams. Or watch through a TV provider. Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com for details.
By Jove, I can hear Big Ben from here. The Vikings and the Steelers in London. We'll talk about the game tomorrow. Common and 10 to be, noon to 3 on the Fan.
Huh? Scoreboard Central.
Brought to you by the Minnesota Lottery. You can play the new Viking scratch game from the Minnesota Lottery, where you got a chance to win up to $100,000 instantly. Michael Penix Jr. benched last week for the Falcons. They'll be taking on the Commanders. That is a boom at noon. The Bills, they're 3-0. The Saints, they're 0-3. So far, Josh Allen has thrown 755 yards and 5 touchdowns. The Bills take on the Saints. That's also coming up at noon. And you got the Chargers. Herbert, 850 yards so far in the season with 6 touchdowns. They'll be taking on the Giants. Again, another boom coming up at noon. Now back to PA.
All right, Mus. Isaiah Rodgers with a blocked field goal try. And for Boswell, 30 yards is about a 98.5% hit. I mean, they needed that. The Vikings needed that so badly. It's their first blocked field goal since Jerry Tillery blocked one against Cairo Santos November of last year at Soldier Field. Last time Carson Wentz threw a pass, it was picked off. Let's turn the frown upside down. Down 14-3, a minute and a half to go in the first half, and the Vikings get the ball to begin the second half. First down from their own 9. Wentz back to pass, pumps. Now he throws short, caught Xavier Scott, who rambles up the middle of the 15, gets to the 18, upended at the 19. That'll be a first down. It'll be a gain of 10, maybe 11. And with 1:26 and counting to go in the first half, we have a flag.
Looks like we got a flag right into the first E of the Steelers in the end zone. I don't know if that's a flag or I don't know what they.
That might be a terrible towel.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 99.
All right, we'll take it.
15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
We'll take it. Producer Seahawk informs us that Carson Wentz got hit in the face. That would be Derek Harmon, a first-round, 21st overall pick rookie from Oregon. So good times, bad times for Harmon on an interception. Harmon tipped a pass. But there, 15 yards for the least penalized team in the NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's their first penalty. Moves the ball to the 34-yard line. The Vikings are able to hold on to a timeout with that play stoppage.
Yeah, what a swing in momentum if the Vikings are able to get down here, score a touchdown, make it 14-10. And then the time of possession, Paul, we're already ahead by over 4 minutes.
Right.
That's the good news, bad news of giving up quick touchdowns. But that, it gives you momentum, and we get the ball coming out of the second half. So it's there for the taking.
Wentz 12 of 13, 103 yards, empty backfield, 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. First down from his own 34. 4-man rush. Wentz, straight drop, loops it left. Incomplete, potentially through the hands of Xavier Scott, who has been oft-targeted today. Kevin O'Connell told us at the end of the pregame show, which you heard right before the boom, that pay attention to Xavier Scott in the passing game today. Well, he caught one for a first down on this possession. Nearly had an opportunity for a big one there, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he should have come down with that one.
Really?
Patrick Queen, Paul, has struggled in coverage. So if you can get Queen matched up with a running back, that's why I'm saying Aaron Jones not being here today is a huge loss.
2nd and 10 for the Vikings, nearing halftime, trailing 14-3. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Steelers blitz. Wentz throws over the middle, caught Justin Jefferson on the NFL logo. And the superstars taken down at the Steelers 49. It's Wentz to Jefferson for 17 and a first down. 1:13 and counting to go in the first half. Vikings get the ball to begin the second half. A chance to go boom, boom. Wentz takes the snap. From the shotgun, looks left, sees nothing. Now he floats out to the right. Carson is going to throw it to Xavier Scott in front of the Steelers bench. Caught at the Steelers 42 for a gain of 7, and Zay fell out of bounds. So the clock stopped. Well done, young man.
Yeah, very good job by Zay on that play, Paul. But how about Carson Wentz? It takes a while to get back in the swing of things, and he's moving very well in the pocket, meaning not just that he's scrambling, but he has a really good feel for it. And when he's stepping up and extending the play, the receivers, on the other hand, they've got to get used to the quarterback being able to scramble. Somebody's got to break it off deep because Wentz has that big arm, and that could end up being a big play.
Empty backfield, 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Xavier Scott wide left. Snap, 4-man rush. Wentz steps away from pressure, sidearms it, it's caught. Jefferson open at the 20. Oh, he slipped at the 15, or he might have gotten in. Bangs the ball down on the field at about the 13. Oh, if he hadn't slipped, that very well could have been a touchdown, but it's a first down to the 13 of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Wentz, after the 29-yard hit, hustles to the line, takes the snap. 14-3 Pittsburgh. Carson with a hit. He's going to flip it to Xavier Scott, right side. Tries to stiff arm Patrick Queen, but he can't. He stopped at the 15. And Carson Wentz, slow to get up. In fact, he's on one knee. And Kevin O'Connell will utilize this final timeout with 22 seconds to go in the first half.
Wow,
well, you ain't kidding about this Xavier Scott Patrick Queen thing.
Yeah, they're really trying to wear. I think they're really trying to wear that out, and it's not. Anybody who watches the film, you can see that Queen has struggled in especially man-to-man coverage. He's a very physical inside linebacker, very good blitzer, but the coverage side of it, he struggled a little bit. I think Carson Wentz just caught his elbow on the ground as he was taken down. But it's like you laugh because you have to have such a thick skin in this game, because that should have been a touchdown to Justin Jefferson had he not slipped. So you do all the things that you need to do, and then you got to hurry up to the line of scrimmage, and then Wentz is on the ground, and you got to just weather this storm. And offensively, this is about as deeply into the defense of Pittsburgh that we've been all day.
Yeah.
So keep an eye. Jordan Addison, Paul. Jordan Addison.
And Brian O'Neill still has not returned. Justin School still the right tackle. Wentz back to pass, looking left, throwing left. It was an inaccurate pass. It's incomplete. He would have had T.J. Hawkinson covered by Peyton Wilson. Now, this Peyton Wilson, he's fast, and he does a lot of good downhill things. From what I understand, pass coverage ain't his thing. Hawkinson scorched him, but the pass was behind him. Incomplete, 3rd and 12.
And that's the part that you don't like, because, Wentz is a little slow to get up. The next throw is behind somebody, so you just hope that the throwing hand is okay. But that matchup, I mean, we've got some matchups, Paul, that we can really, really wear out. We just haven't been able to take full advantage of them yet.
Jordan Addison, I bet you single coverage near side. Darius Slay's pointing at the safety. 3rd and 12 from the 15. Steelers rush 4. Carson loops it to the end zone to absolutely nobody. It is caught by a Steeler, but out of bounds. That was Darius Slay back right of the end zone. I don't know if Jordan Addison slipped or what happened, but single coverage was there. But Carson with kind of in the vein of the Ryder Cup, kind of a 9-iron.
Yeah, I think what happened was Pittsburgh blitzed, and we weren't able to, by formation, to check to something to block it. So Wentz knew he had to get rid of it right away. And Jordan Addison took a little bit too much time trying to make an initial move, so he just threw it. He just got rid of it.
33-yard field goal try, right hash. For Will Reichert, 7 of 7 this season.
There we go.
Jalen Ramsey came flying in from the left side of Will Reichert, right next to Justin School. Free 5 yards here for the Vikings. Penalty number 5, assumedly.
You figure that's actually kind of a smart play. If you're 4th and 12.
Great.
Unimpeded to the kicker, number 5 defense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
I agree.
Yeah, take a guess. If not, 4th and 7, they're probably not going to go for it. So it was kind of a freebie.
Yep. But it is 4th and 7. If it's like 4th and 4 or around
absolutely
there,
not.
I bet you. Because again, they've given up 7 first downs against 10 4th down tries. They got a problem on 4th down. Nevertheless, another field goal try. This will be from 28 yards. Right hash, snap spot, and it is good. So Will Reichert is 2 of 2 on field goals, makes it a 1-score game. 14-6 Pittsburgh. Vikings get the ball to begin the second half, and we still have 12 seconds to go in this half. Pittsburgh has 2 timeouts remaining. Minnesota went 8 plays, 81 yards, took about a minute 22 after Isaiah Rodgers blocked a Chris Boswell 30-yard field goal try. Just keep that in mind and remember that, because they were about to go up 17-3. That was a huge block by Rodgers. Let's head down to Ben Lieber. What's up, Ben?
Well, guys, we have a couple things developing. One positive, one negative. Is the positive is Brian O'Neill right now is back in the locker room. It looks like he's warming up on the sideline, doing some movement drills with the trainer. It looks like, and I don't want to speculate too much, but it looks like we may see Brian O'Neill in the second half. The other thing is Carson Wentz on the last drive kept checking his face, was rubbing his fingers on his face, looking at his fingers, maybe checking for blood. He comes off to the sideline. They put an eye drop in his left eye, and it looks like he's complaining about something about his left eye. So something we'll have to watch here in the second half.
Well, better his face than his hand.
Yeah, but it's an eye.
I know. Well, he's got two of them, so he should
That's
be
a great
right.
point.
You know, you got to.
Well, he has two hands too. I mean, maybe
he can't throw with the left one.
Oh, who says?
Wow, that's a good point.
I mean, he's a supreme athlete. We have affiliates in or around Bismarck. So there may be Wentz family members listening now saying he was a left-handed pitcher and he was unbelievable. Boom. There's the Riker kick after the field goal. Kenneth Gainwell brings it out, spins to the left side. He will shake a Keys tackle, and then he is taken down by Kobe King. That play took a few seconds, so we have 6 seconds to go in the first half. And the belief here is that 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers will go to a knee here, and we'll go to halftime. Meanwhile, we have a Viking who is Jay Ward. Jay Ward on the kick coverage team. He attempted to get over to the sideline, then he stopped. Training staff came out. Dr. Chris Larson with Twin Cities Orthopedics walks over to the sideline with him, and this should get us to the end of the first half. It is 14-6 Pittsburgh, a Kenneth Gainwell rushing touchdown, and an Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf 80-yard touchdown in the second quarter on first down has propelled Pittsburgh to a 14-6 lead, and we hit halftime back at Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland, with the Vikings receiving the opening kick. Hopefully we have better news for you on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, provided by Polaris.
For Minnesotans, the outdoors is home. Nobody gives you more ways to get there than Polaris. From Indian motorcycles and Ranger side-by-sides to Indy snowmobiles and Bennington pontoons, we bring Minnesota's best to every season. Our wooded trails, twisted highways, and the rugged shores of all 10,000 lakes are an invitation. A chance to let what's outside challenge what's inside you. Polaris. Think outside. A proud partner of your Minnesota Vikings.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
Vikings fans, sometimes you need to play defense when you shop online. So many websites these days ask you to store your card numbers with them, and it's time to blow the whistle on that. Participating banks and credit unions are now offering Pays, an online checkout service with added security. With Pays, your card numbers stay hidden from merchants. Now that's protecting your pocket. Find out if your bank or credit union offers Pays today at Pays.com. That's PAZE.com.
Vikings fans, game day starts early at Mystic Lake. Watch the Vikings take on Cleveland from across the pond in England at 8:30 a.m. Sunday, October 5th. Enjoy food and drink specials, photo ops, a Fanatics Vikings merch booth, giveaways, and appearances by Vikings cheerleaders and the Skull Line. Get details at mysticlake.com. That's mysticlake.com. And check out the Vikings taking on Cleveland from across the pond in England at 8:30 a.m. Sunday, October 5th. Don't miss a minute of the action at Mystic Lake.
This is the radio home of the Minnesota Vikings. FM 100.3 KFAN. Minnesota's home for football.
The Minnesota Vikings halftime report is presented by U.S. Bank, Polaris, Happy Thursday Spiked Refreshers, and by Twin Cities Orthopedics. Now live from the KFAN studios, here's Mike Mussman.
14-6. The Steelers have the lead there in Dublin, Ireland, that is. Halftime stats, they're presented by Lumen, official technology partner of the Minnesota Vikings. And it goes like this. Mason on the ground, 9 carries, 28 yards. Wentz, by the way, went 16 of 20, 154. He did have that interception, no touchdowns. That's a rating of 77.9. Justin Jefferson, just a touch under 100 yards, 8 receptions, 97 yards so far in the first half. On the other side, you got Aaron Rodgers, who's going 12 of 14, 165 yards. He's got a touchdown and a rating of 139.6. Gainwell on the ground, 5 carries, 24 yards. Metcalf, by the way, 4 receptions, 122 yards with a touchdown. That one going for 80. This fall, get more done with Polaris and the Polaris Ranger, the most capable UTV for the job. Polaris, think outside. So this is how the scoring went. Got Reichert in the first quarter, goes for 41 yards. After 11 plays, 51 yards on that series, taking 6:25 off the clock. We're up 3-rip. Gainwell, touchdown. That's after 9 plays and 71 yards. It's 7-3 Steelers. Metcalf, as I mentioned, that 80-yard touchdown pass from Aaron Rodgers on first down. Just one play, 80 yards, and they get the tutty. 14-3. That's what the Steelers had for a lead. And then just at the very end of the first half, Reichert hits from 28 yards. That's how we got our 14-6 score here at the half. Hey, there's a new way to stream your Vikings coverage shows and insight right there on your big screen TV. It's Fox Local, a free streaming app. Search Fox Local on your streaming device, install, and then stay connected with your Minnesota Vikings and local news with Fox Local. Chris Hockey joins me from Dublin, coming up here next in the second half of your halftime show on the Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show Fan Show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
Scratch Game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
It's okay, Daddy's here. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. Josh Allen beat Daddy's team and really went off. When the game ends, Daddy's ranking will fall. And jerk-faced Bill will win Fantasy League trophy and all.
Hon, have a Snickers.
Thanks.
And maybe take a break from the league chat.
You're distracted when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
For the Vikings, growth is a team effort. Coaches maximize performance. Teammates push your limits. But in business, who's there to help you grow? Lumen, that's who. Like saving live broadcasts from lag time, helping deliver the in-stadium experience for fans with millions more around the globe, and bringing all the benefits of the cloud to your network. So it's as secure as a defensive line and as legendary as the fans that cheer them on. Welcome to the on-demand network that meets your demands. Learn more at lumen.com. Services not available everywhere.
Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings are teaming up to put you in the ride of your dreams. Picture this. You behind the wheel of a brand new 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend. Nice picture. Make it happen. Stop by your local Quick Trip, and for every $1 you spend using Quick Rewards, you'll earn a point to spend in the Vikings Fan Zone. Buy special qualifying products and earn bonus Fan Zone points. Kick off your winning season the right way with Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings. Details at quicktrip.com/fanzone.
This is Vikings Steel. Your radio home for Vikings football. FM 100.3 KFAN.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Vikings football.
This is Vikings Steelers live from Dublin on the audio home for Vikings football. FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul, The Fan.
Aaron Rodgers, 1st and 10 from his own 20. He's 8 of 8 for 65 yards. Back to pass. Fast ball over the middle. DK Metcalf caught it on the run. He's to the 40, 50, the Vikings 40, to the 30, inside the 20. Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers. An 80-yard touchdown from Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf. And the Pittsburgh Steelers and their fans have these terrible towels waving all over Croke Park. Why? They have a 13-3 lead.
Paul Allen on the call. Metcalf for 80. A low Located at Eden Prairie Center, Wildfire offers a selection of steaks, chops, and seafood in a modern-day 1940s supper club. You can join them for lunch, dinner, and carry out. You can plan your next corporate or social event in one of their private rooms, or you can actually have them cater to your home or office. Visit wildfirerestaurant.com. Now joining me in Dublin, Chris Hockey, there at the stadium, and you hear PA with the call there. Just one throw, 80 yards. What went wrong on that play for Metcalf's touchdown?
Well, it was interesting to hear two linebackers talk about it on and off the air. Bursich and Lieber talking about how the linebackers were supposed to shift, and they did not, so nobody went with the guy, and that created a lot of bad pursuit angles, and Eric Wilson had to chase him down the field, and you're not going to make that race. You're not going to win that race, and that's too bad because that is obviously a giant play in this game. Now, it seems like the Vikes are down by 1 million, but once again, it's a one-score game. It's 14-6. That blocked field goal was enormous. How big is this kid been for this squad and our defense so far this season with everything he did last week, and Rodgers now obviously with the blocked field goal. So we're still in this game, even though it doesn't feel like we should be in a lot of ways. I'm excited to see maybe if O'Neal comes back on the field, I think that'll help us a lot.
Yeah, Isaiah Rodgers doing it again with that blocked field goal, as you mentioned there. And then Redmond does have the 2 sacks. It's been awesome, but Aaron Rodgers is getting the ball out really, really quick.
Yeah, man, does that make Bursich angry too? He hates that kind of an offense, but it's obviously working. So, well, this is what Flores does, though. Let's see how he adjusts to that kind of an offense in this halftime and gets his defense back out and gets them going. The scary thing, though, looking at it at one point, I looked down on the field. Van Ginkel's gone, Grenard was out, and obviously Cashman is out. Those guys, all three, how big of a part of that defense is that is out when they're not on the field? Grenard obviously came back in, but he's playing hurt right now. So we need some young guys to step up, and we're going to have that against this quarterback who even found a way to scramble for a first down. I'm sorry, it's so loud in here, Muss. I apologize.
No, it's all good. I can totally hear that. It's 14-6. Steelers have the lead. Chris Hockey joining me here at the halftime show. You mentioned the D-line where there's the defense that has guys missing, but that offensive line for our Minnesota Vikings, they are shuffling all over. It's getting real thin out there, especially if O'Neal can't come back.
And if you're watching TJ Hawkinson, he's staying in at the slot quite a bit to make sure that Watt is not in his normal position. So it's an interesting lineup for our offense to kind of take TJ Watt off his game. And I've been watching School against him quite a bit. And from what I'm seeing, he's done a pretty good job so far. So I don't mean to jinx anybody, but it has been interesting to see that adjustment from our offense to see what we can do now that O'Neal is out. But again, he was warming up on the sideline right before halftime. That's what Ben Lieber said. So hopefully he comes back in.
The Vikings dodged a couple of bullets, not only with that Isaiah Rodgers block of the field goal, but also Jalen Ramsey had that 61-yard scoop and score, but Mason had touched the ball and he was out of bounds, so we got lucky on that.
No doubt about it. I mean, how lucky were we on that? Because we couldn't see it. We don't have much of a replay going on up here, so we had no idea what was going on until the very end there. So that's a huge swing in this game as well. You know what else is new? Interesting to see how much Xavier Scott's playing at running back. He's been in a whole lot of series and been doing a great job not only in running the ball and catching the ball, but also blocking in the backfield. That's been a big development for us.
Yeah, another positive there for the offense. Hawk, Justin Jefferson, Jets. He's got 8 receptions, 97 yards so far, just in the first half alone.
And the worst slip of his career. He's kicking himself right now because he was touchdown city on that. But, the field is a little bit damp. We had some sprinkles. Ben was saying earlier in the game, just some sprinkles here and there. And, of course, this field is probably wet more than it's dry. So that just happens from time to time, and I know he's kicking himself for that. But I still feel good about this game, Muss. It's anybody's game, a one-score game. And, obviously, if we find a way to stop this quick strike offense from Rodgers, then it looks like we might have a shot to win this thing and get out of here and get to Cleveland, or get to London for Cleveland.
Yeah, you look at total net yards for both teams. We're pretty close. And time possession, pretty close for the most part. Minnesota does have the lead there by about 5 minutes. But ultimately, it really is that 80-yard touchdown that has made a big difference in this 14-6 lead for the Steelers.
It certainly is, and I'll tell you, we can answer just as quickly. We've got no Jordan Addison hardly at all so far. We've got JJ, who's having a big game. Thielen had the catch right there. We can answer that big play with a couple of our own and take this lead and win this game. I'm not giving up yet. I feel like we got this game. Again, when Aaron Rodgers scrambles that far for a first down, weird things are happening. That won't happen again.
Yeah, and then, of course, we got the fumble, but, of course, it bounces into the hands of the Steelers. Hawk, great stuff as always, buddy. Appreciate it.
Good day, mate.
right, buddy. I think that's next week. 14-6 Steelers have the lead. You can showcase your football fandom by submitting your photo as the Jameson Football Fanatic of the Week. You can enter in at Vikings.com for your chance to win weekly prizes, and you get a chance also at the grand prize as well. 14-6, Vikings get the ball to kick off the second half. That's coming up next. This is Vikings football.
Change is always happening. But no matter what changes in 5 years, there's one thing that will stay the same. The price of your internet. With the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Hey, friends with food allergies. Life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
Minnesota deserves a go-to destination for all things high school sports in our state. All the scores, the stories, the stats, live streams, social feeds, photos, personalized team pages, breaking news. One place for everything you're looking for. That's why the Minnesota Star Tribune is launching Strip Varsity. You'll find Minnesota Star Tribune journalism, Minnesota Prep Hub stats and schedules, streams, stories, and more. Strip Varsity is Minnesota's new home for complete high school sports coverage. Sign up today at startribune.com/stripvarsity.
When the game is over, it's time to relax. No matter if it's a win or loss, you always win at Spalon Montage, the Twin Cities' premier salon and spa destination for over 25 years. With convenient locations in Edina, Woodbury, and Chanhassen, there's a Spalon close to you. Right now, football fans, you can get a bonus when you give the gift of Spalon. Purchase a $175 gift certificate and receive a $25 gift certificate for yourself. Visit Spalon.com now or call 952-915-2900.
Back to Vikings football on Minnesota's station for sports, FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Welcome back. 14-6. Pittsburgh leads into the second half. Vikings get the ball first and may have a replacement center. For more, here's Ben Lieber.
Yeah, unfortunately, PA, Ryan Kelly, who's been battling the concussion in the early parts of this season, is being evaluated for yet another concussion. So that does mean that Michael Juergens will most likely start this second half. And boy, we talk about all the injuries that we've had up front. I mean, we're getting awfully thin. I'm watching the offense get ready on the sideline right now, and as much as I was hoping to have Brian O'Neill back in the second half, it looks like School is lined up with the first-team offense here. So, again, we're very thin, and we can't afford to have another guy go down.
Yeah, Christian Darrisaw, left tackle, playing his 50th game. Blake Brandell filling in at left guard. Justin School at right tackle, and now Michael Juergens at center. Boom. There's the second half kick from Boswell. Miles Price weaves his way to the left side, shakes a tackle at the 25, and forges ahead to about the 32-yard line. And that's where the Minnesota Vikings will begin, trailing 14-6, and getting that Will Reichert field goal in the shadow of halftime potentially could be very, very big. Isaiah Rodgers blocked a Chris Boswell 30-yard field goal try, and then the Vikings were able to traipse down the field and get a field goal out of it. So it's 14-6. Carson Wentz with the new battery mate, Michael Juergens, who started last week's game against Cincinnati. Wentz goes under center. He's going to hand the ball to Jordan Mason, who stumbles his way up the middle, but he falls ahead to the 35 for a gain of 3, second and 7.
I'm Paul in the running game. Watching Darrisaw get up slowly, he's fine. But in the running game, getting 3-4 yards now is efficient. Just with all the new bodies up front, Michael Juergens, School. I mean, you have least these guys have played in the last couple of weeks, so it's going to help them out. But when you're going against the likes of T.J. Watt and Nick Herbig, you need some good players.
Wentz out of the shotgun, screen left to Jordan Mason. Nope, Peyton Wilson blew it up at the 30 for a loss of 5. Tackle for loss by Peyton Wilson. And with all these replacements on the offensive line, I mean, I think it does behoove us to wonder, did somebody get out there late?
Yeah, it was Juergens that was Juergens' block to make on Peyton Wilson, and he was just, like you said, late getting out there. Now we're in third and long, and this gives Pittsburgh the opportunity to pressure and do some different things defensively.
Second tackle for loss this game for Wilson. Minnesota 1 of 6 on third down. This is 3rd and 11 from its own 31. Out of the shotgun, Wentz takes the Juergens snap. He looks down the field, doesn't see anything. Then he's stacked, but a flag comes in late. This could be a face mask. No holding on the Vikings. Holding on. I think that was Herbig. It was either Herbig or Keanu Benton.
Holding. Offense number 27. That penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
All right. Well, you had some momentum going into halftime, Paul, and when you get out there and you see some of the changes that were made. Ryan Kelly comes out. I mean, it kind of looks like it killed the vibe a little bit, but kind of a lifeless effort by the offense after scoring some points right at the end of half, making it a 1-score game. But to come out and just not even be able to really move the football makes it tough.
Benton with his first sack this season. The Steelers have sacked Wentz 3 times today. Ryan Wright with a high floating punt to Calvin Austin. Fields it far side of the field at the 30. He tries to spin and head the other way, but Ty Felton, the gunner, came gunning down, and along with several Vikings drove him back inside the 25, actually to the 25-yard line, and we pause. 13:09 to go in the third quarter on the Sleep Number scoreboard. 14-6 Pittsburgh on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
Martin Marietta, an American-based company, is a leading producer of heavy building materials and the top supplier of aggregates and asphalt to the Twin Cities. Guided by values like safety, integrity, and stewardship, Martin Marietta strives to provide the materials on which our communities grow. Visit martinmarietta.com to learn more. Interested in a career with a rock-solid team offering competitive pay and benefits? Visit careersthatcrush.com to apply today. Skol Vikings!
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockert with Fox 9. Have you downloaded Fox Local yet? Fox Local is how you stream Fox 9 on your TV or your phone for free. You can watch all of our newscasts, original programming, and all your Gopher and Viking shows.
And welcome back to Vikings Game Day Live. We're going to take a look at JJ.
So download Fox Local on your TV or your phone and stay connected to Fox 9 with Fox Local for free.
Ready, set! TCO, for when the Minnesota Vikings need the best sports medicine available.
Ready, set!
TCO, for partnering with more schools and communities.
Ready, set!
TCO, for more urgent care locations ready to go. Twin Cities Orthopedics. Ready, set, TCO. Learn more at tcomn.com.
Every Tuesday at 11, Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell joins Paul Allen live from the TCO studio, right here on the audio home for Vikings football. KFAN, The Fan.
How about some quick trip trivia from Dublin, Ireland? Who caught 2 touchdowns from the Vikings against the Steelers when the teams met at Wembley in 2013? Was it Kyle Rudolph, Greg Jennings, Jerome Simpson, or Jarius Wright? The answer is B, Greg Jennings, and that's trivia provided by Quick Trip. 14-6. The Steelers lead the Minnesota Vikings from Croke Park in Dublin. Aaron Rodgers tossed right to Kenneth Gainwell, who was a rushing touchdown, but he was corralled immediately by Eric Wilson. It'll be a loss of 1, making it 2nd and 9 with about 13 minutes and counting to go in the third quarter. And Vikings fans pick up a commemorative Pepsi Vikings Cup at U.S. Bank Stadium or participating Hy-Vee and Buffalo Wild Wings locations for your chance to win Victor's Ride or other great prizes. Vikings fans deserve Pepsi. Skol. Vikings fans deserve an interception. Aaron Rodgers has thrown 3 this year. Let's see if he can put one into the arms of, say, Isaiah Rodgers on 2nd and 11 from his own 25. Nope, handoff. Kenneth Gainwell, excellent jump cut right. Shakes a tackle at the 30, and he will forge ahead to about the 32-yard line. Jalen Redmond and Javon Hargrave converged on him, gain of 7, and that'll make it 3rd and 4.
Now, Jalen Redmond having the 2-sack game, so he's playing well, but I noticed Zach Frazier coming off the field, the center for the Steelers at halftime, had a noticeable limp. And so they're bringing in this extra body. They're bringing in the extra offensive lineman, Spencer Anderson, to get the double teams up front. And when they can do that, they can move some bodies up front. Strong offensive line.
The Steelers are 3 of 5 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 4 from Pittsburgh's 32 with an 8-point lead in the third quarter. 3 receivers left, tight end to the right. Rodgers out of the shotgun, whips it right, caught Kenneth Gainwell, stopped, post, haste. Eric Wilson caught him a good 3 yards and before they, or was that Chaz Chambliss?
That was Eric Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson. So it's going to be 4th down. And Corliss Wakeman, 4th-year South Alabama. He is in to punt. I believe he's punted 1 time this game, which means he has not had a punt block in 181 punts for the duration of his career. He's a left-footed punter. Nice high floating punt. Miles Price, a little risky there. Brought it into the 18. Flag comes in late as Ben Skoranek, the wide receiver, does a little Irish jig. But somebody might have gone helmet to helmet on Miles Price.
No, it might be an illegal block in the back.
That would be on us.
I hope it's not, because
Pittsburgh's the least penalized team in the NFL, so maybe that brilliant deduction adds things up. Brad Allen having a conversation. Here we go.
Illegal block in the back. The receiving team, number 24. 10-yard penalty.
Jay Ward.
Timeout.
All right, let's pause. Sleep number scoreboard. Vikings ball. Pittsburgh leads 14-6. 11:03 to go in the third quarter, and the KFAN Minnesota Vikings better get going right now. Audio network driven by Polaris.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit ChevyDealOnline.com.
You're listening to Vikings football.
With its smart, sustainable water solutions, Pentair helps the world move, improve, and enjoy water, life's most essential resource. From great tasting water for homes and businesses to energy-efficient pumping solutions and everywhere in between, Pentair is focused on driving innovation that helps people and the planet thrive. Visit Pentair.com to learn how. Pentair, the official sustainable water partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey, Vikings fans, are you ready to grow your own Super Bowl team? GPAC has 34 years in the recruiting game, and we're here to help you source top talent across multiple industries nationwide. Don't wait on the sidelines. Visit GoGPAC.com today. That's GOGPAC.com. GPAC, your friends in South Dakota and proud supporters of the Minnesota Vikings. Skol Vikings. Vikings, and go G-Pack.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
This is Vikings Steelers live from Dublin on the Fan. Here's Paul Allen.
Welcome back to Liberty versus yours truly, Paul Allen. Let's welcome Craig Peters into the conversation. CP from Vikings.com. He's on stats and spotting for the first regular season game of his Vikings.com career. Does a wonderful job writing stories along with Lindsey Young and the rest of the staff. And he's doing us a solid here at Croke Park. Now let's see if Carson Wentz can do a solid. Off-play action, throws to the left side, incomplete at the 30-yard line. Jordan Addison, the intended target. This whole thing's pear-shaped. Carson's walking away from the backup center, Michael Juergens, shaking his right hand, his throwing hand. He threw a knuckleball that floated in the air for 5 seconds to Jordan Addison, who probably should have had it right in front of the head coach. It was incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, the throw was right about where it needed to be, and I don't know if the sunlight is starting to become part of the equation here as we look at the north end of the stadium, but we'll see.
2nd and 10 for the Vikings, trailing 14-6 early in the third quarter. Wentz will hand it to Jordan Mason, and he'll start right, but then stutter step to the left following Will Fries, who just went powerhousing along with Blake Brandell to help Jordan Mason get up to the 17. So that'll be a 7-yard run, and it'll be 3rd and 3. The Minnesota Vikings, a robust 1 of 7 on 3rd down.
That was some tough love, 2nd down run right there. I mean, the Steelers had a blitz right to the side where Jordan Mason was going, but yet was still able to come up with about 8 yards on the ground. So that puts us in at least 3rd and manageable.
Thielen wide left. He had a big 3rd down catch earlier. TJ Hawkinson stands up to the right. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Wentz takes the Juergens snap. Here comes a blitz. Pass over the middle, caught. Thielen 1st down. Thielen on a slant left to right will get it to the 21-yard line. That's a gain of 4. They need to 3. And a 1st down for the Minnesota Vikings. Once again, it bears repeating. Brian O'Neill got hurt in the first half, and he will not return. So Justin School is the right tackle. Ryan Kelly finished the first half, but due to concussion-related symptoms, well, he's not playing right now. Michael Juergens is the center. Blake Brandell filled in for Donovan Jackson to start at left guard. And off Jordan Mason, a slow roller up the middle across the 25 to the 30. It's a 9-yard run by Jordan Mason, who now has 12 runs and 47 yards. 2nd and 1, P-Top.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Justin School going in. You know, you look at the offensive line: Darrisaw, Brandell, Juergens, Fries, and School. Just like we drew it up, Paul. Just like you drew it up. But they've handcuffed T.J. Hawkinson to him, and he's been out there getting a chip on T.J. Watt as much as possible. Now with Watt out and Jack Sawyer going in, you might see a little bit more of Hawkinson in the passing game.
A couple of tight ends, including Nick Vanette to the right side. Wentz back to pass, throws to Jordan Mason, wide open at the 35. He gets to the 40, and he's knocked out of bounds by veteran Chuck Clark at the 43-yard line. That'll be a catch and run of 12 and a 1st down. We throw it down to Ben Lieber.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the similar thing that Pete just mentioned. I mean, we have Justin School as a right tackle, and so we are giving him some help. I noticed it early when he came in the game, and it's a consistent throughout that T.J. Hawkinson is lining up to his right flank, which is forcing T.J. Watt on his alignment to get even wider. So even on a pass play, he has to rush from the outside, and Hawkinson's doing a good job chipping in.
A rare 3 tight end look. Oliver and Vanette to the right, Hawkinson to the left. They run behind it. It's Xavier Scott to the left side. He's hit by Derek Harmon, the first-round Oregon product, at the point of attack, but Scott falls ahead for a gain of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 8 as Adam Thielen and Jordan Addison return. Vanette and Oliver depart.
Yeah, Paul, the running game, although it's not explosive right now, it's efficient, and that's very, very important, mainly because of the fact that Juergens is in there, School is in there. It gets these guys going forward, gets the sweat going, wears out the pass rush a little bit. So I do like the idea that we're sticking with the run.
7th play of a possession that's gone 35 yards. Wentz back to pass, throws left, incomplete at the Steelers' 46. It went right through the hands of Jordan Addison.
Yep.
So it's going to be 3rd and 8 now. I mean, that was a Nolan Ryan-esque fastball. Addison has to catch it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit him right in the hands. And that's the thing with Carson Wentz that's so good is he's so good at that 3-step passing game. So these receivers, when they come out of their break or they're kind of curling up in an empty part of a zone, they got to expect that football to be right on them right away.
Minnesota 2 of 8 on 3rd down. Both of the 3rd down completions have gone to Adam Thielen. Couple of receivers left, 3 right, empty backfield. Steelers show blitz, and safety Deshaun Elliott blitzes. So Wentz rolls out to the left. He can run for the first down. 45, 50 into Steelers territory, out of bounds at the 45. Carson Wentz gallops to the 44 of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that'll be a first down run for Carson Wentz, a run of about 9 yards.
And that's why these 3rd and 7 plus that you open the defensive playbook, Paul. They were in a man-to-man situation, blitz, and they lost contain. Carson Wentz had a total open alley to his left side and pulled that thing down and smartly ran with it, because when it's man-to-man, the DBs are looking at their receivers and not looking at the quarterback, and he was able to move the chains.
Josh Oliver in motion to the right of Carson Wentz. 1st and 10 from the Steelers' 44. Wentz, play action, blitz, nearly picked up, and Wentz dropped the ball. He dropped it on a sack attempt by the Steelers, but there are several Vikings who beat Patrick Queen to the ball near side at the 45. Josh Oliver came out of the pile with it. Wentz, it was a full blitz. Wentz got away from one guy, couldn't get away from another guy. After all that, 2nd and 11.
Oh, that was timed up so well by Deshaun Elliott.
Wow.
He just hit that thing with a head of steam. Had they hard counted, Elliott would have jumped offside. So great job by the Steeler defense in just timing that thing up. And when you hit an inside blitz like that on the run, it's hard for the protection, the running backs, to get up there.
It's 2nd and 11 from the Steelers' 45. Wentz fakes a toss to Mason, and then he looked to the right side, and he looked right into the eyes of Keanu Benton, who sacked him. 2 sacks for Keanu Benton, and Carson Wentz has been sacked 4 times. It's 3rd and 16 for Minnesota.
Yeah, that was a play off all the chip that we're getting on T.J. Watt. That was supposed to be a chip, and then Hockenson getting out into the flat. Wentz took the snap, looked, didn't throw it. I think he's got to throw that thing away in that case. If that play isn't there, it's a trick play, it's a gotcha kind of play, just get rid of it.
Minnesota 2 of 8 on 3rd down. 3rd and 16, trailing by 8. Pass over the middle, picked off. T.J. Watt tipped it to himself, and T.J. Watt has picked off Carson Wentz, taken down at the 34-yard line. That is the 8th interception of T.J. Watt's career, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have turned over the Minnesota Vikings with 5:15 to go in quarter number 3. We pause. 14-6 Pittsburgh, and this is Minnesota Vikings football.
Paul Sutton Bourbon is a namesake bourbon made by our family for 7 generations. Grain to glass, never sourced. Paul Sutton Bourbon, passed down to be passed around.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Vikings tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So, get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Vikings.
Vikings fans, FanDuel Sports Network is your home for exclusive coverage of your favorite local teams. And there are more ways to watch this season. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream your hometown teams. Or watch through a TV provider. Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com for details.
This Minnesota Vikings season, touchdowns are great, but sacks are better. That's because Buffalo Wild Wings is giving away 6 free wings with a $10 minimum purchase anytime the Vikings get 2 or more sacks in a game. This Sacks for Wings promotion is valid 3 days after each qualifying game at participating Buffalo Wild Wings throughout Minnesota and surrounding areas. Get your 6 free wings on top of great drink specials, including new happy hour and late night offers throughout football season at your local B-Dubs, a preferred sports bar of the Minnesota Vikings.
Paul Sutton Bourbon is a namesake bourbon made by our family for 7 generations. Grain to glass, never sourced. Paul Sutton Bourbon, passed down to be passed around.
Hey Vikes fans, it's head coach Kevin O'Connell. Join PA and I Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. to talk about today's game and look ahead to our next opponent, right here on the audio home for Vikings football, KFAN.
Pete Bursich.
Yes, Paul Allen.
That last play was 24 years of football immortality closing on an interception, because you had Cam Hayward playing in his 215th game, tipping a Wentz pass, picked off by T.J. Watt for his 8th interception. Yes, he's a defensive end / edge guy. And 9th year from Wisconsin. I mean, that's a lot of immortality out there.
It is. And the good news is this is still just a one-score game. And no matter how you get here, that's where you are.
Yep.
So the Vikings defense can come up big here. They got to do something to stop this Pittsburgh team.
Aaron Rodgers takes a low snap, passes over the middle to Darnell Washington, who was encountered by Joshua Metellus about 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. But because Washington is 6'7", 265, he dragged him 10 feet down the center of the field to make it an 8-yard gain. It's 2nd and 2. This Washington, he's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. The other thing, though, is, again, I talked about Zach Frazier being nicked up, and that snap was in the dirt. And Rodgers did a great job picking that thing up.
Aaron Rodgers, 14 of 16, 174, and an 80-yard touchdown to DK Metcalf. Scotty Miller, I'll make that. Ben Skoranek goes in motion. On 2nd and short, handoff Kenneth Gainwell. Stretch play to the left, and he runs for a first down near the sideline. Gets to about the 20-yard line, so that'll be a run of right around 7 for Kenneth Gainwell, which means 8 runs, 37 yards, and a touchdown for the former Eagle.
Yeah, they're really, really trying to get off tackle, and that's between the 3 technique, be it Jonathan Allen or Javon Hargrave, and then the outside linebacker. Bringing in the big bodies, letting that long play develop, trying to get the double teams, and they've had some success. Not really inside between the tackles, Paul. It's that off-tackle run that's worked well for the Steelers.
Rodgers passer rating 132.8. Goes under center, 1st and 10 from the Vikings 20, toss right. Kenneth Gainwell turns it up to the 20-yard line, drags Joshua Metellus to the 15-yard line. So that'll end up being a gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards for Kenneth Gainwell. And it'll be 2nd and 4. Now, Gainwell buried behind the likes of, DeAndre Swift and Boston Scott and stuff like that. I didn't realize how fast he was.
I was just going to say the same thing. He is very, very quick. And, Jalen Warren has been their preferred running back in between the tackles, but I think Gainwell's making a nice case for himself, especially as an outside runner.
2nd and 3 from the Vikings 13, late in the 3rd quarter. Pittsburgh leads 14-6. Rodgers under center, back to Gainwell. Jump cut left, gets through the line of scrimmage, and is upended by Byron Murphy Jr. at the 4. Touchdown saving tackle by number 7, but 1st and goal, Pittsburgh from the 4 after the 9-yard Gainwell run.
Now, this is our defensive front, Paul, and they're running to their offensive left. So they're running behind Sayamalo and Broderick Jones, putting the big tight ends over there and double teaming. These are long developing runs, and so they're trying to just win the line of scrimmage, and they've been able to do that.
1st and goal from the 4. Aaron Rodgers under center. Tight end Washington in motion. Back to Gainwell. Closed by Dallas Turner. Heads to the left side. Into the end zone. Touchdown Pittsburgh. I mean, he bounced off Isaiah Rodgers like, we'll just say he bounced off Isaiah Rodgers for a Steelers touchdown. Is 20-6.
And, for Dallas Turner coming off the edge like that, you don't want to just blitz and just get upfield. At some point, you've got to understand what's happening in front of you and then try to balance up. If you do anything but shorten the edge, it's going to help get other guys to the football. So this is surprising how well Pittsburgh's been able to just run this football right down the field.
Boswell. Snap spot. Extra point is good. And the Pittsburgh Steelers take the T.J. Watt interception, march down the field for points. 2:23 to go in the third quarter. Pittsburgh 21, Minnesota 6 on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
When it comes to managing your blood pressure, you play to win. You've made changes to your diet. You stay active. You've followed your doctor's game plan to the letter. But when it comes to your health, you can't always tackle it alone. Go beyond typical treatments with the Simplicity blood pressure procedure. Brought to you by Medtronic, official sponsor of the Vikings. Talk to your doctor. Results may vary. Adverse events include but are not limited to temporary pain and bruising. Read important risk factor information at beyondhbp.com.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists. Shop the sales and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Eagan, Minnesota is the proud home of the Minnesota Vikings, and it's also the ultimate destination for fantastic fun. Eagan features over 100 unique restaurants and amazing attractions, such as Twin Cities Premium Outlets and the Vikings Museum. And when you stay in any of Eagan's 19 incredible hotels Thursday through Sunday and pick your package, you'll receive 2 free tickets to the Vikings Museum. Other great offers are also available. For complete details, visit enjoyegan.com. That's enjoyegan.com.
Ayahuasca this, ayahuasca that, darkness retreat this, darkness retreat that. I don't care about none of that. I just care about Steelers Vikings. We'll talk about it noon to 3 tomorrow on the Fan.
Scoreboard Central
is brought to you by the Minnesota Lottery, where you can play the new Viking scratch game from the Minnesota Lottery for a chance to win up to $100,000 instantly. Later on today, you got the Chargers at the Giants. Chargers, they're 3-0. Herbert so far 860 yards and 6 touchdowns. They'll be taking on the 0-3 Giants. This will be a good one. Eagles and Bucks. So far, Mayfield has 6 touchdowns on the year. Barkley a couple on the ground for the Eagles. Eagles, Bucks, that's coming up at noon. In the somebody has to win, I guess technically you could tie this one, but 0-3 and 0-3, the Titans and Texans. And this one will be a good one later on this afternoon. Colts versus the Rams. Who would have thought? Jones, he is got 816 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. Now back to PA.
Thanks, Moss. Chris Boswell, boom. Here's the kick with a 21-6 lead to the 9-yard line. Here comes Miles Price. Heads to the left side of the 20-25. Nice block, Ty Felton. Miles Price to the 40. No, a flag. He's to the 50-40 in Steelers territory. Was that Ty Felton block too nice?
That's...
Oh, man.
Way. That was late.
During the return, holding. Number 58 of the return team.
Wow, Bernard.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even know who had the holding call. Jonathan Bernard's not out there in kickoff return.
I'm telling you, watching it live, Ty Felton had a perfect block. That nullified like a 54-yard return. By the way, Kenneth Gainwell has his first 2 rushing touchdown game of his career, and I know everybody's happy for him. First time he's ever run to win in a game. He's had a 2-touchdown game before. It took place against the Las Vegas Raiders. He ran one and caught one back in 2021. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's a penalty that they called. It's horrible. Getting a chance to see the replay. Just a horrible call.
Wentz under center goes back to pass on a 7-step drop. He's going to fire one and loop one deep right side. Jefferson got mugged, no flag, but probably was uncatchable because Justin is not complaining. Big play, Slay kind of pulled Justin down a little bit, but I don't know about that Carson Wentz deep shot to the right. What'd you think?
Well, I'm glad to see him throw one. I mean, that's probably the furthest we've seen him throw in the air.
That thing went so high, it threw Ireland rain.
He was trying to throw a jump ball, back shoulder type of a situation, but that was a quick 3-step drop. I'm getting rid of it. Oh, here comes
fair point.
Jordan Mason. Let's go.
Mason single set, 2nd and 10 from the Vikings 18, trailing 21-6. 2:08 to go in the third quarter. Addison in motion, handoff Mason. Patrick Queen wraps him up at the line of scrimmage. No gain, maybe a gain of 1. Nevertheless, it'll be 3rd and a very long for your Minnesota Vikings. 30%, 3 of 10 on 3rd down.
Yeah, not good enough for today. A lot of 3rd and longs, and this is not the defense you want to be standing at 3rd and long. I expect them to get aggressive and let the outside guys blitz, and it's been the D linemen, Paul, that have been really mirroring the quarterback and trying to get those big hands up, and they've tipped 2 balls and intercepted both of them.
We got to get something going right now, boys. 21-6 Steelers, minute and a half to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 9. Wentz facing a middle blitz. He's sacked. Taken down back at the 7-yard line. That's a 3-sack game for Keanu Benton. Are you kidding me? Not TJ Watt, not Cam Hayward. Keanu Benton. Come on, man.
Well, Keanu Benton is a decent pass rusher, Paul. It's just we don't have Ryan Kelly in the game. We got Michael Juergens in the game, and right now Pittsburgh's defense is just they're in a groove. They're teeing off. They're feeling comfortable. They're feeling good. We're not doing anything to get them off stride.
Ryan Wright, about 5 yards deep in the end zone, takes the Andrew the Paula snap. It's a high spiraling punt. Calvin Austin, the 3rd from his own 42. He's going to circumnavigate to the left. Kobe King was blocked. He gets to the 50, does Austin. Then he's thrust out of bounds by a frustrated Bo Richter. Pushed him quite hard at the Vikings 45-yard line. That's where A-Raj and the Steelers will begin with a 15-point lead. 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Back shortly, it's Minnesota Vikings football. Our friends at TimberTech have a checklist at the website for those of you desiring a deck. Go to timbertech.com, get started there. And after you go through the checklist of what to do with the decking and to find a contractor and everything, get yourself some samples. You'll love them. They'll send them to you for free, timbertech.com. And finally, when you work with those contractors, you will recognize TimberTech works with only the best. So if you need a deck with deck durability, start at timbertech.com.
Hey, friends with food allergies. Life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free, too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
Vikings faithful, listen up. Your game day checklist is more than wearing purple and gold. It's about victory from the first play to the final whistle. During tense, close calls, Dove shampoo, body wash, and deodorant keep you fresh and dry from head to toe. And what's a true Vikings tailgate without the secret weapon to sliders and sides, Hellman's Real Mayo. Then when post-game dishes pile up like a defensive line, 7th generation detergent is the powerhouse that blitzes through the grease and grime. Stock up on Dove, Hellman's, and 7th generation. And Skol Vikings.
She's Jam, the ultimate Vikings fan.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show fan show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
scratch game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
The radio home of the Vikings, Gophers, and Wild. Minnesota sports station is FM 100.3 KFAN. Now back to the stadium and the fans, Paul Allen.
Ben Lieber, Pete Bursich, Paul Allen, stats and spotting, Greg Peters, Vikings.com. Make sure you read all of the stories at Vikings.com. Jared Wells is the technical guidance engineer supreme. Chris Hockey, the on-site producer. Mike Mussman at Scoreboard Central. Chad Abbott, the executive producer of the Audio Network, along with Master Control Supervisor Brandon Molesky back at KFAN. Toss right, Caleb Johnson. The rookie with a big run to the right side across the 45 to the 40, and he's taken down at the 36-yard line. That's a 9-yard run for Caleb Johnson, the third-round Hawkeye rookie. By far, his longest National Football League run, 2nd and 1.
And again, it's the outside. They brought in Spencer Anderson, the extra offensive lineman, Darnell Washington, the lineman that thinks he's a tight end, and they're just trying to get outside.
We pause into the fourth quarter, and the Steelers lead 21-6 from Croke Park in wonderful Dublin, Ireland, where we have found the one-leaf clover on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
For the Vikings, growth is a team effort. Coaches maximize performance. Teammates push your limits. But in business, who's there to help you grow? Lumen, that's who. Like saving live broadcasts from lag time, helping deliver the in-stadium experience for fans with millions more around the globe, and bringing all the benefits of the cloud to your network, so it's as secure as a defensive line and as legendary as the fans that cheer them on. Welcome to the on-demand network that meets your demands. Learn more at lumen.com. Services not available everywhere.
Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings are teaming up to put you in the ride of your dreams. Picture this. You behind the wheel of a brand new 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend. Nice picture. Make it happen. Stop by your local Quick Trip, and for every $1 you spend using Quick Rewards, you'll earn a point to spend in the Vikings Fan Zone. Buy special qualifying products and earn bonus Fan Zone points. Kick off your winning season the right way with Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings. Details at quicktrip.com/fanzone.
Every team needs a top pick, and every home does too. That's why pros and homeowners choose Anderson, the #1 trusted window and door brand. Built to last through every season, Anderson makes it easy with windows and doors that perform as great as they look. So whether it's scoring style points or tackling tough weather, you can trust your home to Anderson, the official window and door partner of the Minnesota Vikings. 2024 Anderson brand surveys of U.S. contractors, builders, architects, and homeowners. For warranty info, visit AndersonWindows.com.
It's Vikings Steelers live from Dublin on the audio home for Vikings football. KFAN, The Fan.
Welcome back. Steelers lead the Vikings 21-6 into the fourth quarter, and now's the perfect time to score the Hyundai car or SUV you've always wanted. See your Twin Cities Hyundai dealer today, and Vikings fans, get ready for kickoff with a pothole pizza only from Quick Trip. You get the meat sweats, the meat sauce meat sweats, Vikings pep rally, and of course, sausage palooza. Grab a slice wherever you watch or listen to the game, and available now at U.S. Bank Stadium. Alrighty, here we go. Second and very, very short for the Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Aaron Rodgers in his 21st year from Cal. From the Vikings 35, A-Rod with a quick shot outright, caught DK Metcalf, his first catch since the 80-yard house job in the second quarter. That'll be a first down for Pittsburgh after a gain of 4 for number 4.
And that's just really a long handoff. I mean, the box count, we had a blitz coming from the near side of the field with Jonathan Grenard, and Rodgers just threw it outside, let him go one-on-one. So 15 yards of offense in the third quarter with a turnover. Keeps the defense on the field, and they're reeling a little bit right now.
Aaron Rodgers, 15 of 17, 178, and a touchdown to DK Metcalf. The Vikings have yet to turn over the Steelers. They're -2 in the take-give. Rodgers back to pass, throws right hash to the left side, and it's caught at the 24-yard line by a Steeler after an 8-yard gain, who's slow to get up. That is Calvin Austin, the third. Left tackle Broderick Jones is signaling quite aggressively for the training staff to get out there post-haste. And they acquiesce and trot across the field in front of the Vikings bench. 2nd and 2. When we get back to play, we're going to pause now due to this injury. Just underway in the fourth quarter on the Sleep Number scoreboard, 21-6 Pittsburgh. It's Vikings football.
Hey, it's the common man, Dan Cole here. Life changes when a loved one's memories begin to slip away. But at the Wellshire in Medina in Bloomington, I saw the Wellshire Promisee in action, where your loved one is treated with pride and dignity. If my mother-in-law were still here, this is where I would want her to be. Wellshire, Minnesota, because when memories fade, love doesn't. Find out more and schedule your visit today at either location, Bloomington or Medina, at wellshiremn.com. That's wellshiremn.com.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Vikings fans, FanDuel Sports Network is your home for exclusive coverage of your favorite local teams. And there are more ways to watch this season. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream your hometown teams. Or watch through a TV provider. Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com for details.
This Minnesota Vikings season, touchdowns are great, but sacks are better. That's because Buffalo Wild Wings has given away 6 free wings with a $10 minimum purchase anytime the Vikings get 2 or more sacks in a game. This Sacks for Wings promotion is valid 3 days after each qualifying game at participating Buffalo Wild Wings throughout Minnesota and surrounding areas. Get your 6 free wings on top of great drink specials, including new happy hour and late night offers throughout football season at your local B-Dubs, a preferred sports bar of the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce here. Top of the morning to you, and bonjour. Vikings football now. The Power Trip Morning Show returns tomorrow, 5:30 to 9, right here on The Fan.
All righty, nearly back to action with Calvin Austin III, escorted off the field by the Steelers medical staff. The Pittsburgh Steelers, speaking of medical, putting a hurting on the Minnesota Vikings, 21-6. With 14:11 to go in the game. And they're at the Vikings 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 2 from said 25. Defensively, the Vikings have been down Andrew Van Ginkel, who was scratched Friday when Kevin O'Connell did his press conference. Outside of that, you got a full complement. Offensively, they lost center Ryan Kelly to concussion. And in the second quarter, they lost right tackle Brian O'Neill to injury. So the Minnesota Moving Company working with some part-timers today. Blake Brandell at left guard. Michael Juergens playing center. And Justin Scoopel going in at right tackle for Brian O'Neill.
This is a tough group to be going out there against. This Pittsburgh Steeler defense, the defensive front is highly touted. They're very, very good.
I know this is radio, but just look at the Steelers huddle and that Darnell Washington standing.
I know.
He's next to every offensive lineman, and he makes them look tiny.
He's like a high school kid sitting in a kindergarten desk.
It's like Michael Orr running routes.
It's unbelievable.
Washington, wide left. Now he's next to left tackle Broderick Jones. On 2nd and 2, Aaron Rodgers nearly got a Viking to jump offside. Handoff Caleb Johnson. The Hawkeyes a beef eater. And he goes pile driving Vikings to the 19-yard line. Kind of an effortless gain of 6 for this rookie. It'll be first down. And here comes the extra offensive lineman, Spencer Anderson, third year from Maryland, as the powerhousing Pittsburgh Steelers look to go unbalanced again.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if they just keep running this football. You always have to be aware with Rodgers is that if he gets that one-on-one with Metcalf, he's going to want to throw him a fade, especially in this part of the field. But Pittsburgh right now, smartly just running the football.
Extra offensive lineman to the right of the right tackle. Handoff Johnson. He jumps over Ivan Pace Jr. in the backfield. field, and he's corralled by several Vikings at about the 18-yard line. That'll be a gain of 1, making it 2nd and 9 for Pittsburgh. 12:40 and counting to go in the 4th game of the season. The Steelers go on a bye after this game. The Vikings play Cleveland at Tottenham Hotspur in London next week. And I'm sure, as you know by now, the Minnesota Vikings, the first team in the history of the NFL to play back-to-back games out of the United States. They're losing 21-6 here. 2nd and 9 from the Vikings 18 for Aaron Rodgers. Working out of the shotgun, Caleb Johnson by his side. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Gun run to Johnson, and he gets outside to the 15-yard line where veteran Harrison Smith knocks Caleb Johnson down. But that's a 3-yard gain, and he just kind of scooted through the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, he did, Paul. And, Pittsburgh right now, 15 with a 15-point lead, 2-score lead. They're happy with just burning this clock out as we get to 11 minutes and 40-some seconds left. We'll be around 11:30 by the time they snap the ball. Right? We're going to have to do something here. And defensively, you just can't fall asleep.
3rd and 6 from the Vikings 15. Rodgers shotgun. Kenneth Gainwell 2 TDs today back in. Rodgers calls timeout. Play clock was down at about 3, but clearly he didn't like what he saw. So Aaron Rodgers, proving discretion is the better part of valor at times, takes a timeout, first used by either team in the second half, and will do so with a 21-6 lead, 3rd and 6 from the Vikings 15-yard line. Speaking of 3rd and 6 feet, into the game, teams through the first 3 games, 3rd and 6 or longer against the Vikings defense, 1 for 19. Only Chase Brown last week with that 12-yard run in the first half where he dragged the Vikings for like 6 yards. That was the only first down at 3rd and 6 or longer. That was 3rd and 12 that teams have amassed. But today the Steelers have one earlier in the game. But the point being, they're not in 3rd and 6 or longer situations too often.
No, they're not. They've been very efficient on 1st and 2nd down. And I'm looking at the scoreboard, and we leave at halftime with 165 yards of offense, and we're at 180. And we got 10 minutes left to go in this game.
3rd and 6 from the 15. Rodgers takes the low snap, looking left, throwing left, incomplete. Scotty Miller, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, the seldomly used Scotty Miller on an out route. Looks like Aaron was just giving him a chance there to feel good about being part of the team and playing 8 snaps a game. Seriously, that's what that was.
Yeah, they accomplished, I think, what they wanted to do, and that's an extended drive, ending it with points on the board. Because
good point.
Now you're getting to a 2-score game, but an 18-point lead, right?
33-yard field goal try right hash. Chris Boswell. Isaiah Rodgers came sneaking in again, but Boswell got it off a little more quickly this time and nailed it. So, on the Sleep Number scoreboard from Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland, Pittsburgh 24, Minnesota 6. 11:18 to go in the game on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
Hey, friends with food allergies. Life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free, too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
You're listening to Vikings football.
What's the difference between banks and a credit union like Wings? One word: ownership. Banks are owned by shareholders, so profits go to shareholders. At Wings, you own it, literally. So profits are reinvested in your financial experience in the form of member-exclusive rates, robust digital services, and locations throughout Minnesota. No one likes switching, but it's time to stop missing out on the benefits of financial ownership. Visit wingcu.com/own it. Insured by NCUA. Membership required.
Discover the ultimate destination to live, work, and play at Viking Lakes. From top-tier office spaces in the Minnesota Vikings World Headquarters to exciting live entertainment and luxury apartment living, Viking Lakes has it all. Discover Viking Lakes residences with spacious apartments, best-in-class finishes, and unparalleled amenities. Our community sets the standard for suburban luxury. Are you planning a company holiday party or a fall picnic? Our venue is perfect for any event. For additional information, please visit explorevikinglakes.com. Experience suburban luxury like never before.
Vikings fans, meet the MVP of flavor, the Humble Goat. Our cranberry cinnamon goat cheese earned second place in the World Champion Cheese Contest, and our plain goat cheese just scored second at the American Cheese Society Awards. Smooth, creamy, healthy, and perfect for game day and every day. Find the Humble Goat cheese at your local store, and don't forget, Humble Goat protein powder is fueling fans everywhere. Available now on Amazon. World class and Minnesota proud.
This is Vikings football on FM 100.3 KFAN. And get this, now streamed live to Minnesota residents on iHeartRadio.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Vikings football.
This is Vikings Steelers live from Dublin on the audio home for Vikings football. FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul, The Fan.
Boom! Kick to Ty Felton, right up the middle of the 10, 15, 20, and stopped at the 30-yard line. A decent kick return there by old Ty Felton. And the Minnesota Vikings head to the field, trailing 24-6 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have the AFC North this season. The Vikings beat Cincinnati last game, 48-10. Losing here to Pittsburgh, 24-6. The Cleveland Browns at Tottenham Hotspur next week. Later in the season, the Baltimore Ravens at U.S. Bank Stadium as Wentz goes back to pass on first down. Throws a fastball to the left side. Caught Jordan Addison at the 36. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
Crazy stat for you. Since 2023, Paul, the Steelers are 16-1 when scoring 20 or more points, which is number 1 in the NFL. So they haven't had too crazy of an offense, but this defense has consistently been good.
You know the adage Ben Lieber created, records are meant to be broken. Handoff Jordan Mason to the left side. He's encountered at the 40, falls ahead to the 41 for a Minnesota Vikings first down.
Well, the offense has got to get some kind of a rhythm. I loved how we got Justin Jefferson involved early, but that third quarter, right, was just the slowed this whole thing up, and now we got to have a great fourth quarter.
Wentz back to pass on first down. He pumps, throws over the middle, caught. T.J. Hawkinson at the 47-yard line. That's the second target, first reception this game for T.J. Hawkinson, and it'll be a gain of about 6 yards, making it 2nd and 4. Cam Hayward, 15th year from Ohio State University. He had a tip pass earlier this game, leading to a T.J. Watt interception. Cam Hayward is football immortality, and he's being assisted off the field.
Yeah, I think he just kind of collided with another defender. Now, for T.J. Hawkinson, I know if you're going to be looking at the stat sheet at the end of the game, you got to understand that Hawkinson has been responsible throughout most of this football game with helping out the right tackle. It's Justin Schools. So Hawkinson's been kind of handcuffed to him and has been chipping on the likes of T.J. Watt and Jack Sawyer and Nick Herbig. And so for him to get that pass late, I know his numbers are not going to be great today, but he's been helping out in every way he can.
Blue 10 for Cam Hayward right in front of us. 2nd and 4 from the Vikings 47. Empty backfield. 5 receivers set. 3 right, 2 left for Carson Wentz. Facing a 4-man rush. Throws over the middle. Caught by Justin Jefferson between the hash marks at the Steelers' 35-yard line. And he stopped at the 34. That's a gain of 18 for 18. Gives him 115 receiving yards on 9 grabs, meaning he now has 35 100-yard games in his superstar-esque career. And the Vikings have a first down at the Steelers' 34, trailing 24-6. Jalen Nailor in motion left to right. Wentz play action. It was a screen left to Xavier Scott. It's incomplete, and that's because so many Steelers were on Wentz. That screen would have been nice if they had been able to close on a second down.
100%. It was a play action with going to turn out to be a screen, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are blitzing up in those A gaps. So had that thing been completed, that would have been a big play. So, I mean, going back to Justin Jefferson, Paul, he was as wide open as I've ever seen him. I mean, just between the hash marks, they're just the linebackers for the Steelers they're effective when they're blitzing, but they're not getting anywhere in pass coverage.
2nd and 10 from the Steelers 34 in the fourth quarter. Wentz, short drop, looks left, throws over the middle, caught T.J. Hawkinson at the Steelers 28, and he forges ahead to the 23-yard line. That's some tough love yardage there by old T.J. Hawkinson. It's a first down for the Vikings after a grab of right around 11 yards, maybe 12. Xavier Scott's in the game as the tailback. And on first down, 1st and 10 from the Steelers 23, trailing 24-6. Bismarck's Carson Wentz facing a 4-man rush. Throws over the middle again. Now they're milking T.J. Hawkinson right in front of Peyton Wilson. And that'll be a quick hitting gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Paul, with about 8 minutes left to go in this one, when we get this next snap off, if the Vikings are able to get down and score a touchdown and turn this into a 24-13 game, you're going to have to go to the onside kick, and we haven't seen one of those in quite some time. But you need 3 possessions here, and you don't have a lot of time to do it.
Wentz working behind an offensive line with 3 replacements, including center Michael Juergens. Play action. Wentz boots out to the left, throws sidearm to Josh Oliver. It's incomplete. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Feels like the 3rd or 4th pass today tipped at the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 3, middle of the 4th quarter.
And to Pittsburgh's credit, Paul, the interior of the defensive line, when rushing the quarterback, if they're getting slowed up and they just stand there and kind of mirror, they really turn it over to Herbig and TJ Watt and those guys on the outside to get that pressure. So when Wentz has had time and he's staying in the pocket, he's still got a lot of people in his way.
A tip pass by Jack Sawyer, 4th-round Ohio State rookie, and the Steelers indeed have 4 of those today. 3rd down, 3rd and 3 from the Pittsburgh 16. 3 receivers left, 2 right, 4-man rush. Wentz looks left, pumps, throws to the end zone. It's caught, back of the end zone. Touchdown! Xavier Scott with his first National Football League touchdown makes it 24-12 Pittsburgh.
And what a great job by Xavier Scott, Paul, because as Carson Wentz started to scramble.
And a touchdown for now.
He turned that thing up, and they got him right toward the back of the end zone. How are you fans going to see? The TV's 2 inches around. It's like 500 yards away. Well, 2 inches big.
It's back center of the end zone.
No, I get that, but I'm talking about the fans next to you.
Right, but the feet were close to the back of the end zone, out of bounds. But they called it a touchdown, and this may be difficult to overturn. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, again, the officials, I think, when there's some question mark, because they look at each other for a little bit.
Yeah, Vikings going for 2.
Yeah, they're just going to
let this thing go.
Let's go.
Minnesota 1 of 2 this year on 2-point conversions. Wentz out of the shotgun, trailing 24-12. Puts Jefferson in motion to the left, looks that way, throws that way, and Jalen Nailor caught it for the 2. And it's 24-14 with 7:50 to go in the game. I got a little staccato right there because these Steelers fans next to me, and I'm with them. I just don't understand how there was no review of that Xavier Scott touchdown, but you know what? It's all good. On the sleep number scoreboard, Pittsburgh 24, Minnesota 14, 7:50 to go in the game from Ireland on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by
Track the
Polaris.
scoreboard. You study the stats of every game. So why not do the same with your stocks? At MarketBeat, we give you the tools and alerts to stay ahead of the market, just like you do with your fantasy league. Join the millions of investors who rely on MarketBeat for breaking stock news, top analyst upgrades, and smarter investing tips delivered daily. Visit MarketBeat.com or check out our YouTube channel where investors go to win.
matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series.
With mouth-watering new menu items for breakfast and lunch. Whether you dine in, get it to go, or have it delivered, the best breakfast and lunch is at Hy-Vee Market Grill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Eagan, Minnesota is the proud home of the Minnesota Vikings, and it's also the ultimate destination for fantastic fun. Eagan features over 100 unique restaurants and amazing attractions, such as Twin Cities Premium Outlets and the Vikings Museum. And when you stay in any of Eagan's 19 incredible hotels Thursday through Sunday and pick your package, you'll receive 2 free tickets to the Vikings Museum. Other great offers are also available. For complete details, visit enjoyegan.com. That's enjoyegan.com.
Ayahuasca this, ayahuasca that, darkness retreat this, darkness retreat that. I don't care about none of that. I just care about Steelers Vikings. We'll talk about it noon to 3 tomorrow on The Fan.
Alrighty, so the Minnesota Vikings get a touchdown from Xavier Scott. First touchdown of Xavier's career. They close on a 2-point conversion, meaning they are 2 of 3 this year on 2-point conversions and trail 24-14. Boom. Will Riker with a high kick on the old dynamic kickoff. And it's fielded by Kenneth Gainwell at the 10. Heads to the right side, 15-20, 25-30. And Gainwell is knocked down by Elijah Williams and others. And now, Aaron Rodgers, Kenneth Gainwell, DK Metcalf, Pete's guy Darnell Washington. They're here to close out the Vikings with an elongated drive. And meanwhile, we would like a turnover. And we have no interceptions this game. Aaron doesn't throw many, but he has thrown 3 this year. And he's 16 of 19 for 188 and an 80-yard touchdown to DK Metcalf. Scotty Miller in motion to the right. 1st and 10. Handoff. Kenneth Gainwell slips a Grenard tackle to the right. Then he gets to the 40, 45 in front of his bench, making Mike Tomlin proud. And he's taken down at the 49. That's 14 for 14.
The linebackers, Paul, playing deep, and that play, it's a slow developing play. It starts from one side and bends all the way back, and our linebackers just aren't getting back into the cutback lanes. They're focused way too far front side. And you got to hand it to the Steelers. They've come up with a really good running game today, and it hasn't been a quick downhill bit. It's been off tackle all day long. 1st
and 10, Pittsburgh with a 10-point lead in the contest and scrimmaging from the 50. Rodgers, play action, back to pass, throws from his back foot, but he's good at that. It's caught right side by Kenneth Gainwell on Eric Wilson at the 45, and he stopped at the 44 of the Vikings. 6-yard reception for old Kenneth Gainwell, making it 2nd and 4.
I was shocked at that play right there. That's getting a little aggressive because we definitely had a lot of pressure on Rodgers.
Yeah.
In this case, he's just getting the ball outside, trying to get it to his outlet. So,
well, that back foot bit for him's been epic all career.
I mean, Gainwell's caught more passes today probably than his entire career, and that's how it is with running back with the Steelers.
3 receivers left. Tight end Darnell Washington to the right. Skowronek in motion, and it's a handoff to Gainwell up the middle, and he will gain well again to the 41-yard line. Gain of 3, 3rd and very short.
That was a fun one to see. Skowronek just getting destroyed by Jonathan Grenard. Grenard tipped himself, came underneath, and then Darnell Washington had a swing and a miss, and Skowronek was the next off-color jersey that Grenard saw and just lit him up like a Christmas tree.
Gainwell has 5 catches, 27 yards. His career high is 6 receptions. Rodgers and the tush push being shoved by Kenneth Gainwell. Did the ball come out? The flags are in the air.
Yeah.
Byron Murphy.
This is just...
Byron Murphy wants to mix it up with Broderick Jones, some kind of bad.
Jalen Redmond's hot, too, which is good. I like to see these guys get upset, but at the same time...
And it wasn't Aaron Rodgers at quarterback either, by the way. I was looking up those Gainwell stats for you, and I got duped. Seriously, what do you think I am, Stats Inc.?
Well, that's kind of what we do.
What happened happened here?
Well, they came in with the Wildcat and did the tush push, and I think we got a late hit by somebody on the Vikings defense, which is just...
Is it like that Georgia Bulldog guy I saw on Twitter this morning jumping on top of the pile against Alabama?
Yeah, it could have been.
That'd be bad.
But it just doesn't make sense. In this case, this part of the game,
goody.
You need to stop, and you got to start thinking about banging timeouts here pretty soon. You still need to get the ball back 2 more times and score.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's 6 penalties against us, 2 against them.
It's 2 personal fouls on defense.
Yep.
We had one on Byron Murphy Jr., and then that one's Dallas Turner. And again, I know he's young, but you got to have some awareness about you, where you are in this football game and what needs to be done. Right, you got to get the ball back in the hands of the offense. Now you just put Pittsburgh in field goal range, and it's gonna be using timeout. It's gonna be banging timeouts now, just to stop the clock, and that's it. I mean, that penalty was huge. It really changed what little hope the Vikings had left.
Well, now that I know all of Kenneth Gainwell's career longs, I can tell you Aaron Rodgers is back in the game. Under center on first down. Hand off Kenneth Gainwell, and he gets loose to the right side to the 20. Jump cut left to the 15. Kenneth Gainwell never has played better, and he stopped at the 9. It'll be a 15-yard run by old Kenneth Gainwell, and it's first and goal for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Just a simple counter, and this is where time of possession, I would like to think, we're ahead by 6. Yeah, which is still kind of blows my mind. But the defense for this half has been out there the whole time, so the ankle tackles are starting to get missed. You had Josh Metellus.
Yep. They're trying to put Kenneth Gainwell on a 3-touchdown game. I mean, because Jalen Warren was a very late scratch. So, like, Gainwell's having to do everything that Warren did during the week of practice. He has 2 touchdowns, gets the carry left side, and Jonathan Grenard's not going to have any of that trifecta nonsense. He hits him at the line of scrimmage. It might be a TFL, but a second and goal.
And that's what this is. I mean,
Grenard's the bomb.
I love Jonathan Grenard.
So do I.
And the fact that when you're in this type of a situation, we're starting to bang timeouts now because we have to.
Timeout, yep.
Grenard is the guy out there getting the TFLs. He's not the one getting the 15-yard penalties, although he's already been John with DK Metcalf. And it's not like you're not a tough guy. It's just you got to be smart about it. And we've had a couple instances where we haven't been. So, I mean, you got to, again, tip a cap of the cap to the Steelers. And the big throw to DK Metcalf, the 80-yard slant route for a touchdown, right now has really been the backbreaker. And offensively, the third quarter, just getting 15 yards and turning the football over once, with the interception. Those have been kind of the turning points of this football game.
So a loss of 2, and it's second and goal from the 11. I formation behind Aaron Rodgers. Iowa rookie Caleb Johnson's the tailback, play action. Rodgers to the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Ben Skoranek, who had a couple of steps on Joshua Metellus, but A-Rod couldn't close on it. So now third and goal from the 11.
Well, the one thing that does do is stop the clock, and it saves the Vikings a timeout. So I'm not going to call it a risky play, but in that situation, that if you're going to call something like that, you want to execute it. And you can see, Aaron Rodgers was not very happy at the end of that play because he felt like he had the wide receiver open.
All right, third and goal from the 11. They're probably not going to throw, so keep your eyes on 14, Kenneth Gainwell, to the left of A-Rod. Nope, they're going to throw. Back to pass, throws over the middle. Funny, goes to Gainwell, caught at the 5, stopped at the 2. Kenneth Gainwell with a nifty gain of about 8 yards. And Chris Boswell was running out, thinking about a field goal. But Mike T said, nah, stay back here. We're going to keep the offense out here to try to dagger my former team.
I think they adjusted the spot, though. They moved it back to the 4-yard line.
Here comes Boswell.
So I think if it had been on the 2, they might have gone. They might have gone for it, which would have been. I don't necessarily think
O'Connell had to use his second timeout, like you said.
Yeah, he did.
Banging timeouts.
This will turn into a Pittsburgh 13-point lead, which means the Vikings need 2 touchdowns in 4 minutes and 14 seconds.
I've never had a Guinness in my life, and I might have 4 tonight.
It's good. You're in the right place for it.
I understand that, but I just didn't envision things working out this way. Now, see, they're keeping the offense out there. That's going to be the old running.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't do you any good. You only go half the distance to the goal, right? So it doesn't necessarily get you.
4th and goal from the 3. Maybe they run a play and we just stop them. Down 10. Washington in motion. They're going to run it. Handoff goes to Gainwell. He's encountered at the line of scrimmage. Grinds to the left side. And he is stopped at the 1-yard line.
Wow.
That's very, very curious.
Yeah.
Cocksure play calling by the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right. It was 4th and goal. They went for it like Gainwell. I mean, Gainwell's had an awesome game. But, I mean, that's not the easiest thing in the world to get in. He got stopped at the 1.
No, it's just curious because it does change the complexion. Now they're obviously for Tomlin, he's just going to turn around and tell the defense, I got this much confidence in you, so go out there and do your thing.
With 99 yards behind him, I would hope so.
Right.
You better hope Jefferson doesn't catch one over the middle and break a tackle.
Exactly, and that can happen. I mean, you also have Jordan Addison out there, so it's whatever it is.
I'm shocked.
A little bit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe they look at it like 10 and 13 are kind of the same. All right, 1st and 10 from the 1 for Carson Wentz. It's a quick handoff to Jordan Mason. He plows up the middle to the 7-yard line, maybe the 8. Make it the 7. That's a run of 6. We have 1 timeout remaining. 4 minutes to go in the game against these cocksure Steelers.
I'll get him up to Carson Wentz, getting him up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Yeah, I mean, with all the people they're putting at the line of scrimmage, Paul, the middle of the field is going to be open.
Might be a single on Jefferson up top. 2nd and 4 from the 7, trailing 24-14. Wentz back to pass. Throws over the middle, caught Jefferson. First down at the 18-yard line. And the Vikings hustle to the line of scrimmage, but we have a Steelers slowing festivities. It is Brandon Eccles, 5th year from Kentucky, filling in for Joey Porter Jr. He might have cramped up or something, but he stopped the clock with 3:29 to go.
Yeah, he did. He kind of rolled over and kept that knee locked.
It's main man must, 24-14 here at Croke Park in Dublin. What's going on back at Scoreboard Central?
Well, PA, Scoreboard Central is brought to you by U.S. Bank, the official bank of the Minnesota Vikings. Notable injuries and inactives today. CeeDee Lamb, he's going to be out with an ankle injury. Alec Pierce for the Colts, he's got a concussion. He won't play. Mike Evans is out for the Bucks. He's got a hamstring. DeAndre Swift, he is out for the Bears with a hip. And also Tyler Higbee, he is out with a hip for the Rams. Now back to you, PA.
Thanks, brother. Don't forget Vikings fan line with Nordo, Eric Nordquist, and Ron Johnson following the post-game show. So we're coming up on 5:30 here, Dublin time, 4, 3, 2, 1, noon. So it's about 11:30 there. Fan line probably will begin, I don't know, 1 o'clock or something like that, but still an early day for the boys. Hopefully, if the Vikings lose, maybe we can get like a long touchdown here or something and make it a little more exciting than it's been. The Vikings offensive line, by the way, it bears repeating. They came into the game with Blake Brandel starting at left guard. Blake started a lot of games last year at that left guard. O'Connell wasn't really concerned about that initially in 1 or 2 games. But then during the game, Brian O'Neill goes down, 2nd quarter, and he didn't return. So Justin School has been playing right tackle. And then before halftime, Brian Kelly came up concussed again. So Michael Juergens, who has been the center for the entire second half, for Carson Wentz, who's out of the shotgun facing a blitz. He's going to throw one right side. Jordan Addison, wide open, caught at the 50, to the 30, 20, and dive for the end zone, stopped at the 1. Peyton Wilson, I told you that North Carolina State linebacker was fast. He just caught Jordan Addison from behind, but nevertheless, a 71-yard hit. Wentz to Jordan Addison, and for Jordan Addison, that's a career long. And now, after the Steelers got a little goofy and went for a 4th and goal and didn't get in. Handoff goes to Jordan Mason. Well, he's not going to get in either. Patrick Queen, along with Chuck Clark, stop him. That actually was an 81-yard hit, which is the longest of Jordan Addison's career. Previous long was 69. And Carson Wentz, that's a career long for him, too. And Carson's in his 10th year from NDSU. His previous long was 76. Now it's 81. Approaching the 2-minute warning. 1st and goal for the Vikings from the 2. Wentz back to pass. Throws left. Ball is knocked in the air. Incomplete. It's Pierre. The seldomly used James Pierre, 6-year from Florida Atlantic. Knocked it away from Jalen Nailor. 2:16 to go in the game. 3rd and goal from the 2. Vikings are down 10. Obviously a touchdown here kind of puts you in business, at least with a puncher's chance.
It does. I still just, how did Jordan Addison get caught from behind?
Because Peyton Wilson's fast.
I'm just saying he is. I've never seen a guy that wide open.
Yep.
For a long time.
But we got to get this peak.
Let's go.
3rd and goal from the 2. Wentz shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Takes the handoff. Throws to the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Jalen Nailor again. That time it was knocked away by Juan Thornhill. I mean, all these deep depth chart guys like Thornhill and Pierre. What the heck?
To get down to the 2-yard line and then not be able to get this thing in. Now we got a late substitution, so you're going to have to worry about the clock here.
Yeah, Addison is gassed.
Especially, the play clock. I don't even know where it is right now, but they're going to have to hurry up and get to the line of scrimmage and get this play.
They moved it to Belfast. Play clock at 5. 4th and goal from the 2. Wentz takes a handoff, rolls out to the right, looks to the end zone, throws, caught, touchdown! Jalen Nailor's first touchdown this year makes it a 24-20 lead for Pittsburgh, and the Vikings just closed on a 99-yard drive, 81 of it to Jordan Addison on a bust. And now it's 24-20 Minnesota, 2:08 to go in the game. Will Reichard in for an extra point try. Minnesota with 1 timeout remaining.
What a beautifully designed play. That was a submarine boot, meaning Jalen Nailor came across the offense behind the line of scrimmage and got himself open toward the end zone. So what a great job offensively getting that done on 4th down.
Come on, Will. Snap spot. Reichard. Of course. 2:08 to go in the game. 24-21. Pittsburgh leads. And we don't play the hindsight is 20/20 card. If we make mistakes, we own up to them. But when we said, what in the heck is Pittsburgh doing? 4th and goal from the 3. So cocksure, so cocky, so braggadocious with that lead they had. They went for it 4th and goal. Gainwell got stopped at the 1-yard line. And then a couple of plays later, it worked out exactly how we said it may. Now, Jefferson was the name we used, but it happened to be Addison, because I'm like, all right, well, that's cool and everything, but what if there's a blown coverage or a missed tackle and somebody gets to the house from like 90? Well, Jordan Addison almost got there from 81. Now we got 2:08 to go, 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning, and in improbable fashion, your Minnesota Vikings are only down 3.
It looks like they're going to try the onside kick. So, with the new kicking rules and everything, that all has to be declared. And
Ben, onside kick, it's different. 5 on each side of the ball. That's the same, but you got to declare it. But what do you see down there?
Well, the thing is, declaring in this situation is no surprise, right? I think it makes a difference when you want to open up a drive in game, when you have to declare it. No more surprise onside. So I think everybody in the stadium and everybody around the country and around the world knows this is going to be an onside kick. But the thing is, if momentum and energy is anything, hopefully it's something right now, because the sideline is jumping. I saw a bunch of guys dancing on the sideline trying to get some more momentum and energy into this onside kick. So here we go.
Reichard with 5 to his left and 5 to his right. He'll kick from the right hash. And it bounces at the 42. Play stopped.
I think we have a timeout by Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. Well, could you wait any longer to call that timeout?
Charge timeout.
Oh, seriously, man. Reichard was like walking up on him.
I think they wanted to get a look just to see what kind of kick Reichard was going to do. case the Vikings had something tricky up their sleeve. That's for sure. But now they've seen what Reichert wants to do, and it was just a straight up onside kick.
Will Reichert's the bomb. We love having him on the team. It actually, the Steelers did the Vikings a favor by taking that time out. That onside kick was terrible.
Yeah, it
didn't bounce at all.
No, it didn't. And but it's hard. It's getting more, and with the way they had the ball set and everything, it's a lot harder to get that bounce, the timely bounce that you want.
Yep.
You can't run the guys and have them block out the first row, and so they've changed this kick so much that there aren't really many options left, and you really got to be lucky to get this thing. But here we go.
Last onside kick the Vikings recovered. Christmas Eve 2016. Here we go. Reichert with it bouncing at the 42, and it rolls right into the arms of Roman Wilson, a Michigan wide receiver who used to catch passes from J.J. McCarthy. And I don't know. You guys played special teams, man. I never played the game. The onside kick ball is supposed to bounce high, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Kind of a line
but
drive.
again, I don't think they're not letting you kick the top of it to get that bounce.
Good point.
Anymore, and it's almost as if just kick a line drive at one of the big guys up front, and maybe get a bounce or something like that. But
all right, Rodgers goes under center. 1st and 10 from the Vikings 49, leading 24-21. 2:07 to go in the game. Handoff Kenneth Gainwell, who's definitely due a fumble. The Vikings go to stripping at the 45, but Gainwell holds on to it. That's the 2-minute warning. It's a 4-yard game. 2nd and 6 when we return. Your Minnesota Vikings have a puncher's chance out of nowhere to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's 24-21 on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
For Minnesotans, the outdoors is home. Nobody gives you more ways to get there than Polaris. From Indian motorcycles and Ranger side-by-sides to Indy snowmobiles and Bennington pontoons, we bring Minnesota's best to every season. Our wooded trails, twisted highways, and the rugged shores of all 10,000 lakes are an invitation. A chance to let what's outside challenge what's inside you. Polaris. Think outside. A proud partner of your Minnesota Vikings.
This Minnesota Vikings season, touchdowns are great, but sacks are better. That's because Buffalo Wild Wings is giving away 6 free wings with a $10 minimum purchase anytime the Vikings get 2 or more sacks in a game. This Sacks for Wings promotion is valid 3 days after each qualifying game at participating Buffalo Wild Wings throughout Minnesota and surrounding areas. Get your 6 free wings on top of great drink specials, including new happy hour and late night offers throughout football season at your local B-Dubs, a preferred sports bar of the Minnesota Vikings.
As a leader in innovative ingredient solutions, Sam Nutrition offers a unique personal touch that only a family-owned business can provide. As your trusted partner in animal nutrition, we source the highest quality ingredients, ensuring you achieve optimal results. Discover how our family values drive us to connect industries and unlock peak performance across your entire operation with Sam Nutrition. Learn more by visiting samnutrition.com. Sam Nutrition, high performance, reasonable price, a proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey, Vikings fans, are you ready to grow your own Super Bowl team? GPAC has 34 years in the recruiting game, and we're here to help you source top talent across multiple industries nationwide. Don't wait on the sidelines. Visit gogpac.com today. That's GOGPAC.com. GPAC, your friends in South Dakota and proud supporters of the Minnesota Vikings. Skol Vikings and go GPAC.
The radio home of the Vikings, Gophers, and Wild. Minnesota sports station is FM 100.3 KFAN. Now back to the stadium and the fans, Paul Allen.
With Ben Lieber and Pete Bursich. Indeed, 2 minutes to go in the game. Minnesota with 1 timeout remaining and trailing 24-21. The old Sweet Caroline song is reverberating here at Croke Park. Fans just digging it. What we would dig is a Kenneth Gainwell fumble. On 2nd and 6 from the Vikings 45. Connor Hayward in motion to the right. Handoff. Gainwell gets around Grenard. who was held, then blocked in the back maybe by Aaron Rodgers. He runs to the left side, and he got the first down.
Are you kidding me?
Do you think Aaron Rodgers blocked him in the back there or just the side?
I didn't see it.
Wow. Rodgers got physical there. Go ahead with that old man.
Wow. What an opportunity. And again, it's Jonathan Grenard, Paul. I mean, he's just absolutely in the backfield. So he did not get the first down.
Didn't get it.
So it's 3rd and 1.
3rd and short.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just still amazed at. Here's the replay. Watch Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it almost was a block in the back. But he got out in front of Gainwell. Yeah, that was kind of a block.
He kind of leaned on him a little bit.
It kind of made it sound like it was Walter Jones down there road grading.
Yeah.
All right. How about a Kenneth Gainwell fumble? Or a botch snap between the center and A-Rod?
Just stay on sides, folks. Stay on side.
3rd and 1 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. From the 40-yard line with a 24-21 lead. Minnesota has no timeouts remaining. Timeout, Pittsburgh. So they took a look at Jonathan Grenard, threatened to mug the A-gap, but then he backed off. He was to the, check that, he was the right edge, and Rodgers looked at him and then said, no, timeout.
Yeah, if this game ends up going the Vikings' way, there are going to be a lot of question marks for Pittsburgh. I mean, definitely late in the game, throwing the football, stopping the clock on an incomplete pass, and then going for it on 4th and 2 and not getting there and allowing the Vikings to turn around and score a touchdown on an 81 or 82-yard reception by Jordan Addison. So, a little magic right here, Paul. Defense needs to make a play this half, and this needs to be it right here.
3rd and 1 from the Vikings 40. Both teams out of timeouts. Rodgers. Snap. Gainwell. Middle. Dallas Turner. Stopped him with Jonathan Allen. Stopped him right at the first down marker. Nah, he didn't get it. He's short. Jonathan Allen. Woo! Just whooping somebody at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's been fired up all day, too. And that's why, the veteran guys like Jonathan Allen, this is when you need it. This is when you need it. They're going to virtual measure this.
Oh, why would
the clock's still going?
Oh, sure is.
So I don't know what they're doing here.
It's 4th and a little less than 1.
Wow.
Play clock's down to 5. They better hurry. 3. Rodgers under center. 4th and 1. Nope. Throw the flag. There it is. Delay a game. Perhaps by intention.
Yeah.
To get him back to the 45.
Give the punter a little bit more room.
See that foolishness by the Pittsburgh Steelers on 4th and goal from the 3.
Yeah.
When they went for it, when they could have gotten a field goal, Boswell's not going to miss from there. This may end up biting them, man.
Well, it already has. The fact that this game's coming down to this, right? A little over a minute left for the Vikings to go. Paul, how about the throw?
Yeah,
that Rodgers missed. That stops the clock.
Oh, right.
On that same drive. So there were a couple mistakes there. Now, all we need now is for the punter to put it out of the back of the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
And what other mistakes can they make? And they could get this thing blocked too, Paul. This could be.
This punter has never had one blocked in 182, and he's not going to have this one blocked either.
Put that out of the back of the end zone.
I mean, he kicked this thing from Dublin to Belfast. Holy cow. All right, so it's going to be a touchback with, the Steelers have put themselves in a position to lose the game. Simply, assuming Boswell would have made the kick, it still would have made it a 6-point game, but there's no guarantee the Addison 81 would have happened. I don't know. I just thought it was shoddy game management and poor organization by a team that was just acting cocky, like we can stop you whenever we want because we have the majority of the game.
And with the way our kicker, with Reichert, the way he's been kicking the football, Paul, we don't have to go but 30, 40 yards to tie this football game up.
A minute 2 to go, down 24-21 with no timeouts. Come on, Carson. Goes back to pass, looking left, throws to the left side, and is that intercepted? That's intercepted to win the game. Are you kidding me? Holy cow. Chuck Clark.
What a play by Chuck Clark.
What a great catch by Chuck Clark, near side, right in front of his coach, Mike Tomlin. But all turnovers are reviewed. We're going to see if he was bobbling this.
He played that thing beautifully.
Yeah.
He saw
He
Jalen
ran
Nailor.
Nailor's route.
He did. He absolutely finished the route for Jalen Nailor. That was, it's a good throw
ruling
by
on the
Wentz.
field of an interception is under further review.
Let's review it.
I mean, the throw by Wentz was right where it needed to be.
Check this replay.
Man, did he just run Nailor's route.
Oh, no, that's Pierre. That was Pierre. Wow. So that was Pierre. Are you kidding me?
Well, depending on when he has possession. Depending on when he gets possession.
James Pierre. Pierre trying to say au revoir to the Minnesota Vikings and bonjour to the bye week.
Unless he has possession. Because if they rule, it's all about the right leg. And if he has possession when that right leg goes down, then he's fine.
Yep.
They're saying one.
After reviewing the play, it is an incomplete pass.
Hey, how about that? Incomplete pass, you say?
How about that?
Yeah,
because he didn't have
possession. The Steelers fan to my left is just all over. My man, he was bobbling.
He was bobbling the ball.
Yeah, he was bobbling. Yeah. Are you unhappy? No! I'd have a good time with this. Hey, my man, how'd you guys feel about that 4th and goal from the 3 down there? What?
Very bad call.
It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
All right. Hey, man, you guys are the best. We've come across some knucklehead fans during our run calling Vikings game. You guys here, the Steelers group right here, you guys are fantastic. But we hope your team loses, okay? Well, that's very nice of you, man. Thanks for the handshake. All righty. 58 seconds to go in the game. 24-21 Steelers. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Xavier Scott's in the game. 5 receivers, 3 right, 2 to the left.
Look at the hole.
And Wentz throws to the left side, incomplete to Xavier Scott at the 41. It'll be 3rd and 10. Were you just talking about a hold on the Vikings?
What happened was Xavier Scott. Xavier Scott was
holding. Defense number 6.
Well, there it is. There it is. Thank you.
First down.
Xavier Scott was flanked out, and then Patrick Queen was all the way out there.
I got you.
And so you see it, and you're like, okay, it's man to man, and then you watch Xavier Scott run right by Patrick Queen, who we talked about does not cover very well in space.
Right.
And he was holding on to him all around the waist and the whole bit. So at least it gives us an automatic first down, and I saw it from up here.
All right, here's the deal. 54 seconds to go in the game. Pittsburgh leads 24-21. And it's 1st and 10 Vikings from their own 25. TJ Watt with a great jump off the line of scrimmage. Couldn't bring Carson down, who rolls out to the right. There's a flag on the play. He's taken down at the 25-yard line, but that's going to be offside 90.
Offside.
Yes.
Defense number 90.
Thank you.
In the neutral zone with the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
All right. Well, that play still took 6 seconds.
You know what, Paul?
It's a good call, my man.
Here's the thing with the Steeler defense playing such a great 3rd quarter, and then you get such a big lead, you take a breath. Sometimes you have a tendency to take a breath. They leave Jordan Addison uncovered, and now we're starting to, can you rally? And they've got some new bodies out there as well. So we'll see how this goes.
Wentz out of the shotgun, 1st and 5 from his own 30. 48 seconds to go in the game. Minnesota with no timeouts now. 4-man rush. Wentz, straight drop, throws left, caught Xavier Scott, rambles out of bounds at the 40-yard line, 10-yard, makes that the 39. 9-yard hit. He got the first down and stopped the clock by running out of bounds. Xavier Scott, well done today, buddy.
The exact same formation that we saw 2 plays ago. You didn't see the linebacker walked out there, so Carson Wentz knows he has zone, knows right where to go with the football, and a great job just executing. All of a sudden, this offense has life.
Well, let's not forget our kicker hit from 62 last game. So The Vikings are at the 39-yard line of Minnesota. 1st and 10, 43 seconds to go, no timeouts. Wentz, straight drop. It's a deep drop. Herbig's all over him. Wentz throws it away. That's going to be intentional grounding. He was not out of the tag. No flags, really? I mean, I'd be happy if there weren't. Yeah, there is. I mean, he wasn't outside of the tackle box. Hawkinson was 15 yards away. So, okay.
Yeah, that was easy. That was easy.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 11. Small foul. This penalty also includes a 10-second runoff.
Oh, great.
Lisa.
What?
All right, here we go.
So we're down to 27 seconds now. All right, we just
that was a sneaky big loss right there.
Well, look at this. I mean, you can tell right now. You can tell right now it's going to be quadruple coverage on Justin Jefferson right in front of us. Look, 41's opposite him, then 42, 6, and 22. I mean, all within the vicinity.
If you can hit something in the middle of the field,
yes,
because the middle is open, and hustle that offensive line.
Wentz, shotgun, 4-man rush, 7-step drop, hits middle of the field, T.J. Hawkinson to the 30. He's upended at the 35-yard line by James Pierre. It's 3rd and 26, and he's going to kill it. Yeah, he's going to spike the ball, is Carson Wentz. It was 3rd and 13, that is, actually. So now it's 4th and game. 4th and game from the... Oh, it's 3rd?
No, it's 4th down.
Listen to this public address announcer. A, he's no Alan Roach, and B, he just messed up the down and distance.
Well, I think he checked out in the 3rd quarter. He thought this thing was in the bag.
It's 4th down, okay? 4th and 13-ish for the Minnesota Vikings with no timeouts, trying to cap an improbable comeback and run down the Pittsburgh Steelers, who lead 24-21. 4th and 12 from the 37.
We got another flag here.
Oh, the play clock's down to 0.
Delay game. Offense.
Wait a minute.
5-yard penalty. 4th down.
O'Connell apoplectic on the sideline.
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't even close. So, yeah, I'm not sure what. Again, no, they're not moving the football.
Well, they have to.
No, they're not, because, well, maybe. The back judge just walked away. He didn't even move the football.
Yeah. All right. 4th and 17 from the 32 of Minnesota, trailing 3. Neither team with any timeouts. 14 seconds to go. Snap from Juergens to Wentz. Straight drop. Fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. Jordan Addison, the intended target. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to give the Minnesota Vikings their first loss outside of the United States of America. 24-21 will be the final score. Vikings 4-0 in England, 0-1 in Ireland with our one-leaf clover.
Well, Paul, the way this game was going, we were adding up the possessions and all the things that needed to happen for the Vikings to come back and make this a football game. Just a great job. They hung in there all the way to the end. They made Pittsburgh sweat a little bit.
Yeah, Pittsburgh made itself sweat.
Yeah, I mean, some of that was self-inflicted, but I'll tell you what, a lot of fight in this purple team, boy, I'll tell you that.
You guys are awesome, man. Yep, you guys are awesome.
All right. That's what I meant.
Best of luck for the rest of your season, buddy.
I hope we meet again.
What's your name?
Brian.
Where are you from? Yeah. God bless you guys, okay? You guys are awesome fans, man. Best of luck with your team the rest of the year. 24-21, Pittsburgh beats Minnesota in a game produced by Chad Abbott and Chris Hockey, on-site producer-engineer J-Dub, Jared Wells, master control supervisor Brandon Molesky, production coordinator Diego, highlight coordinator Zach Alverson and Max Fuller, Mike Mussman at Scoreboard Central, and the statistician and spotter Craig Peters from Vikings.com. For Ben Lieber and Pete Bursage, I'm Paul Allen. Thank you very much for listening to Minnesota Vikings football from abroad. 0-1 in Ireland. We're off to London next week to take on the Cleveland Browns from Tottenham Hotspur. And we'll do so as a 2-2 team after a 3-point Steelers victory.